and welcome to Tales from the Dark Side, your Star Wars news and weekly comic recap presented by Rennavision. It's another review-heavy episode. We've got 3 new Star Wars comics to review this week. Darth Vader 31, High Republic 5, and Hidden Empire number 3. We also review Bad Batch episode 7. We remember and review the Dark Horse arc, Jedi vs. Sith, issues 1 through 6. And we review and brief everyone on the latest High Republic short story from Star Wars Insider, number 216. And of course, we've got your weekly Star Wars news update. Let's get it going, fellas.
All right, thanks for tuning in. This is a recorded show, but we will still tell you that congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. Good job on winning the Super Bowl.
I don't think so.
Eagles 37-34. Boom.
Unfortunately, I want the Chiefs to win. I'm hoping the Chiefs win.
But
we will see. We will see. Actually, I just hope it's a good game.
So I need the Eagles to win now. Damn it.
I'm not even going to watch the game, so yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, I'll say hi to everybody in chat. Thanks for everybody showing up. Hi, Longbox, everybody else. Appreciate it. All you people that don't even watch American football. Good stuff. We were 50-50 split, but I'm at a party right now, so I'm definitely not getting on. And I think the boys have got that too. So there you go. Could we go around the horn, Jedi, explain to everybody who's here?
All right, well, Valentine's Day is coming up, so you'll see a theme. So here we go. His very first rant, or so they say, occurred back in grade school on Valentine's Day. His classmates exchanged cards and candies that were tart, but his card box was empty, just like his heart. It's Macho Man Marco.
Good one.
Forget giving him chocolates or any heart-shaped sign, because Boba Fett's already his Valentine. It's the great Dom Tober. Santa's a myth. Cupid just wants your money. What's next, kids? No Easter Bunny? It's Wayseeker Rune.
That's right.
And Sith lightsabers are red. Jedi's are blue. So I bought my wife red roses. She doesn't have a clue. It's me, Jedi Johnson, 22. Let's
go. I'm not quite sure we did Valentine's Day.
Wow.
I went to school with a bunch of nuns. They didn't promote that back then.
It's a money grab.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think. Well,
No,
it's all right.
Valentine's Day, the biggest.
Dom, you know Dom's down for Valentine's Day. Dom,
I actually want to do something before Valentine's Day, or maybe the week after.
Oh, because his wife is very. She's on page with me.
Yeah, definitely.
She's on my page. She's on my page.
Dom buys all the Valentine. He buys all the Valentine pops, but not because it's Valentine.
Yeah.
It's pop.
All right, so we do got a couple of cool things. We're going to fill you in on the High Republic, the little insider we've been telling you that. We are moving our draft to the next week because Pete's not feeling good. He's under the weather, so hopefully by now Pete's feeling better.
You will soon, Pete.
We're also trying to make this not 3 hours like our live show. We're trying to make it quick. So we're going to get into it really quickly. Wayseeker, if you could, please start off with news so we can get through it. We do got some second print talk. We got some Dom craziness, which you all enjoy. And let's go.
All right, we got some news this week. It's going to be very Jedi's not going to be very happy. Be interesting to see all this stuff that's coming up.
I know it's coming already. So.
But first, the big news of the week is the shareholder meeting from Disney was this week, and Bob Iger came out and said the restructuring, lots of layoffs are coming the way. And he really stressed to me, as I've looked at this, the properties that have done well and bring in a lot of money is what they're focusing on. Like Frozen's getting a new spinoff, right? Toy Story's getting a new spinoff. To me, this says we're getting Kenobi season 2. Anything that's brought in a lot of money, we're going after right now, because right now we need lots of wins and we aren't taking many creative risks. he made that pretty strong that risk is going to be. He's very risk adverse at this time period. So
Star Wars and MCU. That's what we're getting, basically.
I mean, I think we'll get stuff in both.
Well, I think he's also going to thin. I think he's thinning out a lot. I mean, his plan is to thin out a lot. So we're not going to get as much, just so you know. Whatever they do come out with, there's going to be less of it.
They can
so
start
if they do
just cutting visions. We just cut that.
Well, so no, I don't know if they're going to do that, but like when Dom's like they're going to come up with Boba Fett season 2, they might not, but we might see it merge in with Mandalorian a little bit more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I was thinking because if you really think about it, the ending of Boba Fett actually had a higher viewer than the ending of Mandalorian season 2. So it was a win in a way with the viewership towards the end of the, I'm just saying, even though we all have the same feeling, about it, but it did have a higher viewer.
It did. It had higher than Andor too. And I mean, I think we're going to see less risk. I think we're going to. My other thing I got out of this, I think we're going to see more animation.
Yeah.
He talked about finding ways to do shows cheaper, which means probably more Star Wars animation and less live action going forward. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2 live action instead of 3 live action and maybe an extra animation in there because it's just so much cheaper.
What about the movies now? You think about it, the movies, if they're going to take a risk in the movies in the next couple of years, that's another problem too, because they have to do it right. They don't want to take a big loss on.
They don't take losses on movies.
They don't.
Their shit movies don't take losses on it.
I know, but
no. What I'm saying is, I think we've, as much as we've criticized some of the stuff they come out with, I think the golden age of creating new product is kind of on the downturn. And even though you think they're going to do OB2, that may or may not be the case, because when they start stripping stuff, I mean, they have to get to a limit of how many shows they have. With them already doing Skeleton Crew, and they're already going to do Mandalorian, and they're already, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, and Ahsoka, like,
right.
I don't know, putting new stuff on the books, even if it was quote unquote successful.
It kind of stinks. It kind of like a bummer because
by the way, it's also expensive.
You want to see new creative ideas, and if they're not going to take the chances, those new creative ideas will get a backseat, and for a while when they start making money again. Because you know what happened? Their biggest loss, if you really think about it, was the acquisition of Fox. They said that it was a big loss because they haven't been able to use anything yet because of all the X-Men characters.
That's not true. That's not what
they put a lot of junk out on Disney Plus. They put a lot of
So the Fox deal, once again, for the 800th time with the Fox deal, it's a 3-part deal. They actually are trying to buy technology, a bigger stake in Hulu, the ability to get their own, because Disney Plus would not have gotten off if they didn't close that deal down. They didn't have the technology to do streaming. So like when you're thinking about like when people are saying stuff like, "Oh, they didn't put the X-Men," no, that has nothing to. They don't.
But not just the X-Men. It's just that they had to wait. So we're going to be getting stuff down the road. It's slowly but surely. But they said that
Dom, they bought Fox for the technology so they could do Disney Plus. That's why. I mean, that's the main reason why. That's the main reason why they bought that was, I mean, they already had a sports situation in the ESPN. Their Hulu percentage-wise was smaller, and they were losing money on that. They were not getting the technological advances, and now they have one of the premier streaming products. They're reducing their footprint in Hulu. I mean, this is the plan that they said they were going to do, and they're doing it. And that's why when you start looking at what they're going to do, unfortunately, this is kind of sad news. It does look like maybe, we've heard the rumblings that as soon as he took over, he's going to reduce the amount of content outflow. And that's what I'm hearing here. Like, if it's not on the books right now, I would say we might have a situation not as dire as DC, but strap yourself in for that because, when you talk about reduction and only successes, Hugh McGregor is not cheap.
No, you're right.
So,
yeah, and that's just why I think we're going to see more animation going forward.
Yeah, I think you're right on with the animation. They're going to finish up. I mean, they have that big High Republic drop that. You better hope to hell y'all watch Acolytes. Tell you that.
I don't know if I said it before. Do you think that it would have been a success if they made an animated series of Star Wars of the original cast moving forward instead of They're trying to pin them here and there and have them just like the Clone Wars and Bad Batch, have Luke Skywalker, Han Solo in animated form, moving forward to different stories. And I think that would have been a big success to have them moving forward with that. And you really don't have to get the actors' voices. You can get people who can have.
I just don't think that's what the creative.
I think you better be excited with Tales of the Jedi, because that's what we're going to be getting.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right, moving on. We saw this with Andor, but now they're going back and they will be showing the very first episode from season 1 on ABC, Freeform, and FX a week before Mando season 3 drops. So just a way to get more content out there.
Which must have meant that the Andor thing did all right. I mean, they must have. I mean, the one thing that I guess it helps with, and I probably should have looked into this ahead of time because I could have gone to ad news and figured it out, is like the ad news. Everybody says how successful, but like streaming is that, like, there's a certain amount of generation, right? You can say like, oh, viewership, sure, but that doesn't mean that was direct subscriber related. So the revenue, why are we talking about revenue share? I don't think anybody gives a shit that much about it. But either way, ad revenue on television still outperforms subscription revenue. So Andor, when you're talking about great successes, Andor must have done a pretty good success because, well, obviously the ad shares pretty expensive.
What about, do you think that they cut out scenes when they put it on the other stations? Do you think they cut out certain things that?
No. Why would they?
No,
because you run it longer, you get more ad blocks, dude. You get a 4-part ad block, you get front end, back end ad blocking.
Because there might be some
you
stuff.
You get premium on top
that they mentioned. No, I don't know.
Have you watched Bleeping TV?
Come on, I know.
Hey, dude, I have to tape everything because when my kids are there, every commercial is boner pills. No matter what you watch, boner pills, dating sites, something giving you anus leakage, or some fucking off the wall. Like, I live in Michigan. Like, we're a shoot first state. Like, we get crazy ads, dude. Like, you can't have shit out here.
You're right. But see, that's the way to get people to.
My kids are young. I don't want them seeing political ads either. Like, no, dude, they don't give a shit.
But it's just smart too, because ABC.
Go ahead, Jedi.
I'm just saying. So from what I get my news from you guys. So they're dropping season 1, episode 1 only, right? And that's to give them, like a drug dealer, we're going to give you your first taste for free, and then come to Disney.
Yep.
So, I mean, that may work, but on some, it may not work on everybody. I just wonder if eventually, if the goal is to gin up revenue, if we're eventually going to see like a full season get, leased, rented to like Netflix or some other service.
No, I don't think that's it. You guys want to hear what I think they're doing? I mean, like, when you look at it this way. So general TV runs, you have your regular premiere, right? And then after that, you start selling off the simulcast, like later on, right? And your revenue off the simulcast generates a percentage of revenue ad, right? You've got Avenue Block, a lot to get into it, but I don't even think they give a shit about subscription when they're doing this. I think what they're doing is testing to see if their average revenue can generate enough that now when you watch it in replays or in like sitcoms, they always have the whatever they call it. I'm sorry, I'm not on point today with the lingo, but not solicitations, but the
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. It starts with an S. So they're going to do the same thing. So now 2 years later, they're going to eventually premiere it on here because, if you can get, you guys always talk about that show, the Seinfeld, right? Like the revenue when you're generating millions of dollars in ad revenue off of something that's playing repeats, Law and Order. That's why it's on all the fucking time, right? You're driving millions of dollars. You don't need sub revenue for that. So it's an added bonus on top of subscription. So subscription will be your first premiere, almost like movie theaters. You know what I mean? Or when it played on HBO, when you're doing a subscription television, because you got to think like a lot of these guys, including Iger, come out, so I used to be an ad exec for over a decade. And like, there's a lot, and I was there coming up through the internet age, and you'd always have these like billboard, newspaper, traditional advertising people, and they're still up there. And whenever you tried to explain to them how anything worked, they would fall back to the routine of this is how revenue's been generated through this industry forever. Make the internet generate revenue like that. Like they want it like that. So this sounds like they're doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Guess what? We can't figure out subscription generating revenue, right? Because people don't really want to pay for the ads. We see that there's a reduction every time we up the price, you get a percentage reduction in overall subscription basis. We're Netflix trying to do the share cut thing, and now their stock fell through the ground because every move that they're making is killing them. I think this is what you're going to see. You're going to see this on your cable programming. They own 20 fucking channels.
Right. And the word you're looking for, syndication.
Syndication. Thank you very much. Yeah, Wakeseeker. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it's pretty much this is going to be syndication for streaming shows. And by the way, in my opinion, brilliant fucking move. It will save us what Dom just said. When they figure out where they can make it profitable, that's when we start getting back to original. And it's going to take 2 to 3 years for that. God, we're really getting into this, huh? Okay, so if that model works, right, we'll be able to figure out if that model works. You'll see this instead of just doing season 1, episode 1. You'll see whole seasons coming out all of a sudden. If you see that, that's good news, because that means that they're going to be able to take that revenue, a percentage of that, and produce it into coming out with new content. So if it fails, they still have some place they can build up so that their regular channels have something, and they can actually cut. They can cut content creation on regular channels. So
I mean, I think that with that, the byproduct of that is Mandalorian could be 5 or 6 seasons if they can find a way to talk them into it, because for syndication you need a certain amount of episodes, and so
you try to get at least 3.
Getting that 50-60 number makes a huge difference. And so
but do you think I think it's like a test case too. They're kind of seeing
if they're gonna test anything, they're gonna test Mando.
Yeah, they will. But but this is the one thing. The best news out of it is kind of what Waseeker just hit on. When you're like, oh dang, Netflix had X, Y, and Z and they canceled after 1 season, but we thought it was pretty good. We won't see 1 season shows anymore. We will see Dom will get his 2 seasons of fucking Boba Fett minimum, because they're going to need it for syndication. So even if it's horrid like that show is, you'll get 2. So that's a plus, I guess. Well, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
We can only hope.
All right. Here's the show that I'm excited about that was announced for the premiere date. Star Wars Young Jedi Adventure is premiering May the 4th. It's premiering on both Disney Kids and Disney Plus, which is what they do a lot of times for these young TV shows.
Can I ask why you're excited about this? I mean, because you have kids? Is that it? Because
part of it. But I also think it's a High Republic show for kids, which is a really big deal, which is showing they understand that High Republic is the future. And so they're going to get the young kids focused on this era, because this is the era they're going to be pushing going forward. That's a big deal to me. And that's why we'll get to the next slide. We're going to get books. We're getting TV show. They know that down the line. So maybe we get movies. Maybe
it sounds like you're excited because their focus is on High Republic.
The focus is on High Republic.
Not because of this show specifically.
No, but I also think kids shows are really important to getting the next generation of Star Wars fans out there.
But think about it like this. Okay. So Clone Wars came out how long ago?
Back in 2000. The original one?
2006, right? Yes, around 2006. So it was almost till 20. So there's other stuff that happened, but about 15 years, 12 to 15 years for them to you would have to say we're in the Clone Wars era, right? We're getting Mandalorian, no matter what you want to say, is a byproduct of Clone Wars. Andor pretty much came from the same era. You're getting a little bit of that, a byproduct of that. You're definitely getting it with the Ahsoka show. You're definitely getting it with the Rebel spinoff. But when you look at that started off kind of the same way this did. So 10 to 12 years down the road, that means we're going to get legitimate High Republic content, more geared toward our age group, which I don't think is such a bad thing. We'll be full engaged, because if you look at Mandalorian, how old is that now? It's 5 years or 4 years old, but that was geared towards us. So if you take it, this is year probably 2-ish, 1-ish, 1.5. This is our start point for legitimately High Republic is going to take over, which is good news for all the people who are if you're not a High Republic fan, go bury your head in the sand for the next, take these Clone Wars years for the next 5-6 years and cherish them, because in 8 to 10 years, it's going to be all High Republic all the time.
Probably a High Republic cartoon, animated series for us, like the Clone Wars, is probably going to be coming soon.
And probably 5 or 6 years from now, when these kids that are growing up on this can move into the next phase, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is a phase file. This is what they do. I mean, this is the blueprint for success of Star Wars. Like, they've always done this. So,
and it's a way of generating really important, these characters that they fell in love with. Ahsoka's fell in love with is because kids fell in love with Ahsoka.
Yeah,
like some of these characters in this show or whatever the next show are, they might be more important than the characters that we love from the novels because it's going to be what the kids grew up with and what they cosplay. And
I mean, look at Zaggy. He loves Jar Jar Binks. So, like, there you go.
And hey, listen, Jedi loves Ewoks.
No, Jedi doesn't.
Jedi does not like Care Bear.
Jedi was 40 when Return of the Jedi came out, so it's not a comparison there, buddy.
Hey, wait a minute, no.
Almost.
You don't want a Care Bear lightsaber, Jedi?
No, I'm not watching this. I don't care. I don't care if I'm on the show or not. I am not watching this.
I am watching this one. And the other thing that's really exciting to me about this is
I watch Visions, I guess, because I will make that sacrifice. But this, no, you're asking too much. I'm not watching this.
The story group is heavily involved, and that's another sign that says the High Republic, they're putting emphasis on this. Like Matt Martin, whatever. I always get them messed up because one was in Rebels, and Saglin were both really involved in this.
And this is our first. So of the multimedia expansion, right? This is our first into this form of media. This is our first High Republic.
And Yoda.
I asked this in the chat. Is this canon or not canon? I can't remember what you said.
Well, Yoda's in it.
I remember.
So I don't.
That doesn't mean it's canon.
I don't mean anything.
I don't know if it's going to be canon, but the story group with how far behind it, I would assume that if at most it's canon adjacent, i.e., these are real characters in canon. But I don't think anything's going to happen that's going to matter to canon. It's going to be like Star Wars, like Spidey.
Well, I'm not missing anything.
Like,
right.
No, I mean Marchand Rowe's not going to unleash the great leveler on a Jedi here until
these are
These
going to be canon characters, and everything else doesn't matter.
Yeah.
How cool would this be if this is the launch pad to the Acolyte? You get them all. These kids, they don't get wiped out in the Acolyte when it comes.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because we are reviewing Jedi vs. Sith, and I think if you take that, there's some links between that and maybe not what you think, but maybe some of the partials that we'll see in Acolyte. So I don't think Blue Fuzzy Bear is going to become an Acolyte.
Look at Yoda.
Well, so as part of this, we're getting 5 books. I know people don't like Kathleen Kennedy, but she writes really good children's books. There's a number of children's books that she's written that
I don't think people know Kathleen Kennedy, to be honest with you.
What?
I don't think. I mean, I know that's a
different. This is Caitlin
Kennedy,
right?
whatever. Maybe whoever this person is, there are a number of good ones. You're probably right. So they have this one. You got your comic reader. Marco's going to say it's not the first comic appearance for any of these people, but you got a comic reader coming out there on the right.
Not. Neither is newspapers. But newspapers come out with a comic strip. That's not a big book. Different format.
Like the Dark Horse books for the Young Avengers do this.
But I think Dark Horse should do this, and I wouldn't be surprised if coming up in like Free Comic Book Day or something like that where that happens because Spidey and his amazing friends got a Free Comic Book Day. Like we will get something with these characters at some point in comic form because it's going to be accessible to these kids. And so,
was that a bat bear? What is that?
What?
That blue one, the black was a bat bear. It's like a bear.
I think it's not
alien. Dom, be excited. I got to turn the mic thing down. I know it's too loud. I was listening.
So you got that one.
Wow.
You got his name's Nubs. So yeah, he's
Nubs. I like Nubs.
Of
Nubs.
course, his name is Nubs.
Is that better?
Of course it is.
Get well, Nubs. He's not there.
You know what?
Oh wait, they're drawing his comic book characters on the Golden Key. That's the first comic book appearance. Golden Key. There we go.
That's my favorite character. My favorite character, Nubs. I like Nubs.
Oh, good.
No. Nubs, I believe, is the one that's voiced by what's his name? D. Bradley Baker, whatever his name is. The one from the clones.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
He's voicing Nubs.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So for anybody who has been through the level readers lately, like that's where it's going to kill it. Like these level 1 readers is going to build such a big fan base that. Yeah,
I already pre-ordered all 5 of these books.
When's the readers coming out at?
So those 2 come out September.
Are they gonna have 2 and 3 level 2, or is it
I
all
don't
just
know
one?
if they will or not. Yeah.
Now, is this before the
What?
High Republic itself, or is before? Because is it Yoda younger? What is this? This thing? How does it?
I don't think we know yet. I think
Timeline.
it's probably before.
God, Dom, look how excited you are. I'm ashamed of you.
No, this is in. They're wearing High Republic robes. This is
They
going to
are. It's
be
High Republic for sure.
for anywhere between 500 and 100 BBY. So
Okay.
there you go.
Nubs.
Yeah, no, we're excited. Jedi
Hey.
not.
Hey, what happens when Nub's hand blows off and he gets decapitated? Like not right now, but like 8 years down the
If
road.
that happens, let me know. I'll tune in.
No,
in.
yeah,
No, Nubs
Oh,
becomes
he's definitely, if nothing else, losing an ear, dude.
Nah,
He will.
Nubs is gonna become the ultimate Darth freaking Sith. That's what you want him to come.
I'll be interested to see what kind of
Hey, dude,
enemies they face.
Jedi hates Ewoks. He calls them bears.
Oh no.
Now they literally have a
Bear.
teddy bear. Fucking
Teddy
is like,
Jedi-
I love Star Wars.
I'm so
Not
excited.
much
I can't wait for
Star
this. It's gonna be fun.
This
It's
is
gonna be
exciting.
great.
It's exciting that it is exciting that they're putting this much effort into. I think probably the excitement. I don't know, man. I'm not going to be like
I'll tell you what.
way seeker and like overshoot like how exciting this is, but like these are steps that make a lot of sense. Like it shows there's investment where everything else is up in the air and you don't know what's going on. This shows that there is investment in High Republic.
I can tell you this: if it was the 1980s, this would have been an animated cartoon already. It would have been right after the Ewoks and Droids Family Hour.
This
Yeah,
one's
it
gonna be
is.
much
Well,
better
it is.
than that.
It's coming in like a couple.
It's
months,
coming in
dude.
like three months, and it's gonna be much better than Ewoks, the cartoon.
Hey,
so then we
80s are
got
broke
this one who Jedi's also super excited for.
Paul Soul, baby, come on, man.
We got Charles Soule. This is the one where he's writing with his daughter. We got this news come back in NYCC that he's writing this book. And we got
These are things that I don't like. This
we
is
got
where
the name change, and we got these new characters. So
yeah, this is the problem I have here. Is like we write stuff. Like I get it. We all want passion projects for our fucking kids, but like, come on, dude.
Hey,
Jedi brave in every way.
Jedi slam this so I could be on your old man lawn with you. Let's go.
I don't even know what to say to this. I can't take my eyes off of Yoda looking like he's in a cheerleading squad there. Is he about to do a backflip? What the frick is going on in this cover? I can't get past it.
No,
Have you ever seen Yoda look like that?
He did the backflip before, fighting Dooku.
I agree with Jedi. Get off my
not
lawn with this book.
Team, he didn't. This is I don't know.
Did you see that?
I'm assuming this takes place before Phase 1. This is.
I assume this is nepotism at its greatest. That's what I assume this is.
People
Nepotism at its greatest.
because they're like, "Oh, this means Buryaga lives." No, Buryaga is wearing the same Padawan outfit that everyone else is. He's just massive compared to everybody else because he's a Wookiee. So I'm assuming this takes place before Phase 1.
Oh wait a minute. Buryaga wasn't he a Padawan in Phase 2?
Yes.
Phase
1, but Part 2. Phase 1 is the second part of
okay,
it.
yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
was a Padawan in Phase 1. Are you telling me Yoda's a Padawan in this picture?
No, Yoda's wearing a different outfit than everybody else. So Yoda's teaching.
Right.
Yoda's in the white. They're in the brown with
Could you go back one slide? Okay. Thank you.
Yoda has the same thing on. If you look at
That's
got
not
gray
what-
hair.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm guessing this is when Buryaga is coming up before he gets assigned to a master. So a story in that time.
They're bringing him back. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, bringing him back. He's not gone.
Yeah, he's not gone.
So we got those coming down the pipeline, and we got those going on. We got a whole lot of guests announced. I just pulled these ones out because does anybody care? I know it's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, but are you going to celebration for any of these people?
Nib Nub.
well, I'll tell you what. If I was going, I would have got Nib Nub's autograph on my pop.
I would say Bib and Nib Nub. Yeah. And you got Agbar. I mean,
okay. Can I ask you a question? I hate it too because my man, Colt 45 must have had some type of preservative in it.
Back face, baby.
But my man's gonna try to go there, and I'm wondering if he's gonna make it because the last time I saw him, he was not in good health. Not at all. Did you notice it? Oh, you don't know? They said Lando Christian's gonna be there.
Lando got announced too.
Yeah. And there's still more people getting announced day by day. So
every day. Yeah.
Hey, but Mon Mothma's going to be there. Mon Mothma's going to be there for all you Mon Mothma fans that say she's so great. And you want to hear Dom. Why aren't you get?
This is the other Mon Mothma. I want to see
the original.
I want to see the non-original. I want to see.
You gonna get that white shirt, the deep V white shirt. You can get your chest signed by Mon over there. Yeah.
I'll flex.
Jedi wants to go for.
I don't know if Billy D is. If Billy D, I don't know what kind of condition Billy D is.
Not good.
Hopefully,
he was good the last convention.
Dan Lee did this kind of crap until the day he died. So I mean,
yeah.
Hopefully Billy.
Well, I hope Billy gets in. I hope they give him like DDP yoga. I think it's all he needs. Some DDP.
And listen, and for all you people out there, please do not bring a Coke 45 bottle. He doesn't sign those. Thank you.
Did you try that, Don?
No, I read a story. It was funny that he apparently a fan came up and had, something to autograph, and then he's like, "Listen, you autograph this," and he just went off. I don't think he really liked the idea that he had to do Coke 45 commercials back in the day to make money. So
I can feel that.
But it was kind of funny. I forgot where it was. If you look it up, if you Google it or something like that, just look it up. The story about the Coke 45.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this was a sad story. I wanted to see how this came out today, the news, but I didn't get a chance to. So, years ago, Peter Mayhew sold his house in England, and I guess the new owners were up in the attic a couple years ago, and they found all this rare Star Wars scripts and memorabilia in the attic of his house. And so they went to an auction house, and the auction house took it and verified it and said, yeah, it's all real. It's all legit. You got signed scripts, you got signed photos, you got original stuff. And then when Peter's wife found out that this happened, she's like, yeah, Peter was just too, he couldn't get up in the attic anymore. And that's why we had to move the house. We had to sell it. It tore him apart. It was really weird because you're like, why didn't you hire somebody to go up in the attic and get that stuff for you at the same time? Well,
who knows if he remembered it was up there?
Yeah.
But, I mean, unfortunately,
you have stuff you put away and you forget sometimes.
Well, I mean, I guess legally, I'm not a lawyer. I assume legally, when you buy the house, you buy everything that's in it. But you would think, the right thing to do would be turn it over to the family.
A lot of cheddar when it comes to some stuff, man. So people don't care.
Hopefully, what will happen is they will come. Well, first off,
they'll come to an agreement.
Yeah, they'll come to agreement where they get some stuff back, maybe, and they auction some stuff. The auction house isn't giving anything back. Auction house doesn't have the right to do that, but it has to be with the homeowner. So, like saying you're trying to get it back from the auction house, that and a bucket full of tears is going to get you a bucket full of tears. So, but hopefully they come to agreement where the person isn't too greedy who has the house, and they, I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, he did leave it there, so
I agree. I hope they work something out.
I do too.
This happens more than you think. A lot of places people have old stuff in the attic or the basement. They put it away and
they just forget about it. They get stressful, they pass away, and you just don't get to it. And so I hope it works out. I know that the wife was they're trying to come to agreement on Thursday, but I didn't hear anything after I put the slides together. So maybe
I saw something.
We'll see something. What?
I saw something that has nothing to do with this other than it's Peter Mayhew. But so I don't even know how I came across this on IG, and you guys probably know this already, but I just thought it was cool that when they were actually filming the original Star Wars and the original Empire Strikes Back, that Peter Mayhew would actually speak Chewie's lines. Yeah. So that the characters could react, and then they would dub over the Wookiee speak later. Cool. There was the raw footage of Han and Peter talking. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool. I'd never seen that before. That's pretty wild.
I agree. I did not know that. It's pretty cool.
Well, hopefully, like I said, hopefully they come to
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah, in agreement.
So we got 9 minutes of gameplay this week for Jedi Survivor.
Really excited. Wayseeker just going crazy.
It was good. It was really good. I thought the gameplay, it looked really sharp. It looked better than the first one. The internet blew up, and all the trolls came out, and they got mad about how many animals he kills in the gameplay, and also his run's funny. So they were on full force making fun of his run and also all the animals and threatening they're going to get PETA or whatever it's called.
Fake PETA?
Yeah.
What the fuck are we?
I know this is where we are. Like, we can't just have good, nice things. Like the game.
Yeah, we can't have nice things. Yeah, can't have fucking
because of it. Anyway, I can't wait.
He's killing fake. What?
You can't.
But
You can only kill so many stormtroopers before you have to do something else. I get it, but like,
I zoned out because you're talking video game. But I zoned out because you're talking video games. But are you saying PETA's upset because they were killing fake animals in a video game?
People were trying to get
PETA involved. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Or they're just trying to get internet clicks. Or they're probably just trying to get internet clicks.
It was the big deal over it. I'm like, just enjoy look at it. The graphics, the game looks great. It looks
fun. When it's probably no, come on, dude. Let's be real. It's probably people that don't play video games and they needed content. Star Wars content is slow. So you can either do Catherine Kennedy sucks, which isn't getting as much play as it used to, or you can do, hey, they're killing innocent pets. Let's make fun.
Yeah, that's what this week turned into because of this, which was disappointing. We got the novel announcement. We talked last week, and I picked out 3, and none of them came to be. After the show, I was like, yeah, I think Marco talked me out of Hera and Sabine because I don't think they're going to give her anything that is related to Dave. And so they didn't give her anything that's related to Dave. E.K. Johnson is doing a new novel on Kira.
They literally gave her nothing.
So
they literally gave her nothing. They gave her absolutely nothing. This is like to the point of after we're going to review Hidden Empire to this week. So
let me ask you a question now. Is this going to be based on the years that Han was in the Empire?
It's called the Crimson Climb.
Or
so we got the synopsis. I put it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Your answer's in the synopsis.
Okay.
So it says there that, representative from the Crimson Dawn plucks her from captivity and brings her to the syndicate boss, the mysterious and mercurial Dryden Voss. Voss offers Kira the chance that she never had before and the chance to build a comfortable life. So it's after Han leaves.
Yeah.
And it's before this. So it's in that 3-year gap.
Okay.
Absolutely no mention of Darth Maul, though.
Maul will have to be in this. He has to.
I didn't mention him.
Maul won't be in the first one. You got to expect this is going to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
She doesn't write trilogies typically. She has the last.
Well, there could be Maul. Maybe it's a surprise. I didn't want to say the whole thing. Maybe.
I don't. Okay, hold on. Slow down. People who read novels, and I'm a huge fan of Johnson, who's excited as this being like, who was like, yeah, not Dom, rumor mill, some shit. We could throw some word salad together and throw Maul's name in there. Who was really like, yeah, I'm reading fucking Hidden Empires. I'm reading Crimson Dawn, and I'm going, I like what they're doing. Like every week I'm like, I can't get more Kira. That's what I want right now.
He was a cool character. Her character's cool. It's just
Dom. People who are reading, hold on. I said everybody excluding Dom. Okay, Wayseeker. Dom, I'm gonna let you go. I am, but Wayseeker.
Who this man?
Wayseeker.
This is not my preference, but I'm fine with it. To me, this shows that she's not coming to live screen, that's good. I don't want her to come to live screen. So if you're gonna tell her story, tell it this way.
But isn't this just like it's like a slow death? Jedi is what your opinion on this? Like then I'll tell you mine. Then we'll let Dom go with his thing.
Well, my only opinion is I'm not crazy about the character of Kira, right? Based on what we've seen in the comic books, I'm not crazy about the character, right? We'll see how it all turns out in the end. But she just really, but I mean, E.K. Johnston obviously wrote the Padme trilogy, which I am a fan of. So I will give this. I don't read anything. You guys know that. I will give this a listen, but I'm not. And that's really the only reason I would listen to this is because it's E.K. Johnston, not because it's Kira, really.
So this is my problem is I think they're going to pigeonhole one of their writers in a situation that gets us to a point that the books that she's writing has no future value. Like it's the end of the road. It's the end of the road for Padme or the males, the handmaidens. This is now the end of the road for Kira. And All right, Dom, go ahead. Say Darth Maul. Say
no. I'm just saying the whole fact is that it's kind of cool because you get to, possibly get more Maul. You get to figure out that she has to see Maul when she meets Dryden Voss because Dryden Voss was is his boss is Darth Maul. So that's kind of cool that you might get a little bit of Maul. Maybe not the whole story, but you'll get him probably in the story itself somewhere down the road. But it's kind of cool because I always thought about that, her story that took place when Han went to the Empire and he took off. I always thought about that. I didn't expect that they'll make it in a novel shape. I thought they maybe talk about it in the comic book or something like that. But novel's good.
So we got Han. We almost hit the trifecta. We could have given him a bell. He got us Han. He got us Darth Maul. We just needed something else there. If we would have got one more, we would have got a dinger.
I expect this to be multiple books.
Yeah,
I expect there will be a Maul
book. You left out Beckett, man. Come on.
Beckett, yes.
All right, give him the bell. All right, he got it. You got a bunch of word salad.
Thank you. I forgot. Hey, listen, I'm not perfect, but
here's the problem, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the first time she meets Maul is during the movie, correct?
No. I think Maul trained her.
Well, Maul trained her later, I think.
Later.
Yeah, but we don't know that. I mean,
we
don't know.
When we see her seeing Maul at the very end of Solo, we don't know that they've ever met before.
No, it's inferred in that movie. It is inferred that that's the first time.
No.
What do you mean?
Because
I don't think you can say one way or the other, Marco. I think it could be. It could not be.
I don't think you can say one way or the other.
Okay, fair.
No, I think she.
Well, Dom 100% said no, absolutely not. He treated her and everything else. Stop, Dom. Hold on. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you watch it, there could be an information. Like, you could take it as like, okay, I knew there was a leader. This is who it is. It does not seem like It does not seem like there's a familiarity between the two. Is what I was saying.
Well, I tell you what, it'd be cool if it is a trilogy. If it's going to be a 3-novel trilogy or 2, whatever it is, you get to finally find out when she left friggin' Maul on Malachor. That's from Rebels, when you found out in Rebels that he was left there. So obviously there's a huge story there. When she did go to Dathomir to see him, come on, man, there's a lot.
I want to know what happened between the two.
Yeah,
I agree. I think that would be interesting.
So what you want Kira to be is a Darth Maul book. You want a Darth Maul. You don't want a fucking. I love this book. I want a Kira book. No, you want a Darth Maul book.
The fact is that she has it intertwined with Darth Maul. Darth Maul was left on friggin' Malachor for a reason. He didn't say I'm gonna just leave him there.
He wanted to stay on Malachor because he wanted to get the temple moving. Because he wanted to get. He wanted to get Vader there. He was on Malachor because he wanted to activate.
There was no ship.
So he killed Vader.
He got dumped off in the trash.
No.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, yes.
I'm excited that Dom's actually going to read it.
He is going to read it. If Dom doesn't read it, I'll be
well,
when he got to read the book.
Darth Maul's going to be in that book. Dom, Darth Maul. You just keep telling, and Boba Fett shows up too. You keep telling him that.
Well, that's even better. There you go. I'm going to read it all.
Boba Fett will appear in this one.
As Dom's reading the book, he's gonna like cross out like Dryden and insert Darth Maul every time he sees.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Dirge is gonna show up somehow.
Maybe.
All right.
We did get
this
a
was
leak
supposed
this
to be
week.
the thing we talked about right here.
Amazon leaked, and it was later confirmed that Mando season 2 appears to be getting a comic adaptation. We aren't quite sure if it's going to be comics or just going to be trade paperback, whatever. But season 2, volume 1 will contain the first 4 issues of that. I'm guessing the first 4 episodes, and it is coming this November. So we loved, the first 8 Mandos so much that we're going to get Mando 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Another thing is, if you think about it, if it's the first 4 issues coming out in November, if they make the comic adaptation like they did the first series, that means that the first one should be coming out soon. If you think about it, after April, maybe we'll get a
that's not how. No, it'd be so if it's November, you'd have the last one of these issues end up. See, I don't think it's 4 issues. I think it's 4 episodes. Because 4 issues is not enough to make a TPB out of it. So I think it's 4.
So Dom and I have beat this drum while everybody else is saying, why are they doing Mando in comic form, blah, blah, blah. Dom and I have been pretty steady in saying, well, to the hobby, it's important for no other reason than you got first appearances. I don't know if you can say that about a season 2. So
you get the return of Boba Fett finally. You got
But that's not a
Cobb
first
Vanth.
appearance. I'm talking
No, but
about
Cobb
first
Vanth.
appearances.
Cobb Vanth
I don't.
in comics. That's
Okay,
a
all
great
right, Cobb.
first appearance.
Okay, that's one. All right.
You know, you have Cobb Vanth. You have Costa Reeves, Axe Wolves. You know, which is
Well, Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan. Well, Bo-Katan returned. Yeah,
Not a first appearance.
no, not a first appearance, but she's in.
This
the
is not good for the. You just two statements are completely incorrect. One, this is not good for the hobby. Number two, it might just come in a TPB anyways. Hopefully it does. Number three, who the fuck cares? Like, I mean, no offense, but no. Yeah, but we can't make. But this is the problem, Dom. We can't make bullshit because three people fucking care. Like, we can't make. This is where we don't get the good things in Star Wars because of this shit. Like,
I know, but it's
you know about what?
It's important because it's
No, it's not.
to the TV show. Like we got the movie adaptations. Why can't we get the TV show adaptations? Think about it.
I am. This is not. It did not. This is not done well. The first one did not do well.
But
There's a bunch of this shit. You can find this more of the first series. You can find more available than you can find toilet paper in fucking stores. Okay, that is not a good thing, bro. That's not good.
Maybe they'll make it. Maybe they'll limit the product. Remember remember the second issue. Always
How's
is
it
less
good?
than the first. Maybe the second
How's
season
limit?
might
No, time out. How's limiting the product good? Because the resources are still the same. You're still burning resources on this. That's the problem. You know, like I get it. We all want everything, but like at some point, then all of a sudden we're going to have Pete complaining about how there's not plastic on toys because we're printing this toilet paper. Like, for what? And by the way, I love Cobb Vanth. I like season 2 of this. Like, but you're telling me there's nothing we can have that's better than this?
Well, you know, it's the return of Luke at the end of the story. You know, it's a lot going on. Look, I don't know.
Jedi was on your side. He is now putting. The more you're talking,
wait.
he's putting his head down and saying,
I'm trying to come up
When
with.
it comes to season 1, I'm still on his side. There were a lot of first appearances. I'm okay with
sure,
that. I just
fine.
don't think season 2 has Cobb Vanth. Okay. All right, I'll give you that one. Outside of that, I don't really.
What if instead of that? Hey, I got an idea. I got an idea. Instead of doing that, why don't we have a Cobb Vanth one shot and a one shot of the story that they haven't told before of the characters from Mandalorian, like or the owls, right? Why don't we have a one shot? We could. That's what I'm saying. The resources
we know why. Because it won't follow because they won't follow whatever we put out there. You can't.
Right.
That's why.
But what I'm saying is the resources would be spent better doing that than this shit. This is shit. They're serving shit. And Dom's like, more shit, please. Like, that's not good.
Mando caught in the first season.
Dom, if you once again, the problem is they're wasting resources on shit we already have. Just like the just like the toy thing when you're like they're doing the same shit. Yes, it's wasting resources we already fucking have when we could be using it on coming up with new stuff. High Republic does good because of why?
It's new stuff.
Fucking A, and it's doing fucking amazing. It really is. Like the amount of excitement out of High Republic generally over the whole of the hobby is doing very good. That's what I want. A healthy Star Wars. We just heard Iger says we're cutting shit. We're not doing shit. We're cutting back across all boards. Yet we get toilet paper.
All right, let's keep moving.
Thank you.
I think we got one more. We got a cover reveal from Empire today.
It's the bottom right, Dom. Bottom right.
Right,
Bottom right.
Bottom right, yes.
This
right
is
there.
to promote
Right next.
Mando Season
Right
3.
there.
They're coming out with a 20-page featured, multiple stories, interviews with Filoni, interviews with Favreau, scenes, all that stuff coming out next Thursday. And so we got the subscriber cover, which is awesome.
It's an awesome cover, yeah.
Great cover. And on that cover is who? Dom? Whose helmet?
We got Boba Fett. You got the armorer. You have
in
Mando
order.
himself.
You should have had him do it in order.
No, I'm just saying.
I
I'm
couldn't
going
do it in
around.
order.
I was gonna wait because Jedi Dom was calling. He's like, but it's Boba Fett right there.
There's Vizsla, the heavy armor.
There's Vizsla.
They're right on the corner. They're up his Vizsla.
The heavy armor.
Yeah, armor.
It
Heavy
goes.
armor.
Yeah.
You have
Yep.
you have Costa Reeves. You
Yep.
have
Mando
Axe
in the
Wolves,
middle. Yep.
and you have
Up top.
the top one?
Yeah. Then you got the three guard characters, the ones that
Yeah.
were in the Lego build package.
Yeah,
Then bottom, you've got Boba Fett on the right corner.
Boba Fett right there. The last one.
No Sabine, right? No Sabine helmet.
No Sabine Wren. No.
Nope.
Yep, and no baby Grogu. So can we stop hearing? I can't wait till baby Grogu gets his own helmet. Can we just stop with that?
I've never heard that before. Actually, that's the
I've
first time
heard
I'm
it.
hearing.
I've heard it, and I'm like, stop. No.
Somebody actually drew a picture of what he would look like when he does get older.
Speaking of magazines instead of baby Grogu helmets, Wayseeker, do you have anything else, or are we going into the High Republic review?
Yeah, that's it. That's it for the news. So we might as well pull out and review the Star Wars Insider
Crap,
215.
we're almost an hour in already, dude. Oh my god.
I kept news short. I tried to, but we just kept going.
Okay.
Whatever. One thing Jedi and I have been trying to do is review the 4-page stories.
Yeah.
These insiders, Tales of Enlightenment. Great cover here for the Star Wars Insider 216. So yeah, there's Jedis. The story takes place before the Battle of Jeddah actually happens, at the very beginning of the book. So like before Santika dies, right before he dies. So this story is taking place right before that within the audio drama. And all these stories take place, Tales of Enlightenment. Enlightenment is the bar. So it's all taking place in the bar. Keith's not in this one, the main character, through the other ones, because Keith's hanging out with Santika and everything else at the book. And so,
do you like? Can I ask you a question on this, guys? Too? Do you like how tight this is? Like,
yes.
These stories are like Phase 1, Part 2 was pretty interlinking. There was some looseness between the story. It did seem like some parts weren't probably as tight as they should have been. This seems like, wow, it is all like they're giving you, it's course by course of a whole meal, right? So all of a sudden, like sometimes you go someplace for a while there when you go out to eat and they're like, oh shit, we're gonna give you the cheese course after the salad course, right? And you're like, well, technically you should have got whatever, or you should have done as dessert. Either way, it seems like they're doing it in a service order, which makes fucking sense at this point. And you are going back and grabbing something, but it fits in to the tale that's originally there. They haven't gone too far forward or too far back. Where in Phase 1, we saw them skip around a little bit more, like big gap areas, right?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
You could skip content really easily. It didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you wanted to skip the kid stuff and just do adult, you could do that. Here, you really can't skip anything.
Well, you can, but it gives you more of a full story, like film.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Jedi, no. Jedi's looking at the sky saying, "You guys."
I don't know.
are
I mean, Hey, Wayseeker always finds these little nuggets of when he reads this stuff. These nuggets of things that are just brilliant, and you just like, oh shit, I didn't see that, or I didn't think of that. I don't know why you need. I mean, it's fun. I don't know why you need to read these little short stories in Insider. I mean, they're cool. They all have, at least so far, have taken place inside this Enlightenment bar.
Yeah.
So it's cool, but I'm going to see if Wayseeker has any little like things that maybe I didn't catch.
I don't think this one. There wasn't that much to say. What happened in this one? They're in the bar, hanging out, and they notice while they're there at the beginning, someone from the Brotherhood of the Ninth Door. His name here escapes me off the top of my head. It was like
it starts with an M, I think.
Mindoku. I just remember it as Dooku because it sounds his last one is like Dooku. So we got to
we're doing Insider 227, right?
216.
216
just came out.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, and so Brotherhood of the Ninth Door played a pivotal part in Battle of Jeddah, as the bad guys, right? Who, we already talked about it. They were the ones who were really paid by the mother to create all the havoc, whatever they were. And we saw like what they could do in that story. we get to see a little bit here. So you kind of get to see both sides of the Brotherhood of the Ninth Door, which I thought was kind of cool. So while they're there, what happens at the bar, Jedi?
Well, they're in there doing what they do at the bar. They're trying to get their, free drinks. They're just ribbing each other because this is a tight little group of friends that always meet at this bar. Very Cheers-like, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And these thugs, I guess we'll call them, come in and start. Somebody owes somebody. The owner of the bar owes money or something. I don't know. This stuff leaves me pretty quickly. I figure
that's fine.
There's something owed, right? Or
yeah. So Kraton had some issues, and these groups of bad people.
Can we just say why Wayseeker loves this thing? Because the Twinkle sisters show up. So
Twinkle sisters get beaten up here.
Yeah, he's super excited.
The Twinkle
they
sisters
get taken out like that.
They get taken out right away. Like, oh, the Twinkle sisters got this. Oh no, they don't. They're done.
But they reveal their names too, right? It's like Delphine
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We can like the Twinkle sisters. They're great.
I think they're okay.
I like Santa Stardust. I like the Twinkle sisters.
Your obsession with the Twinkle sisters
it's good.
I mean, they're bartenders that can't fucking protect the bar, so. But go ahead. So we ruined that. Spoiler alert. I mean, it's only 2 paragraphs. Yes, I read it. It was a while ago, and I can't remember all of it. I do remember the Twinkle sisters showing up. I remember the thugs going into the bar, starting fights and shit. Maybe I shouldn't. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
the Brotherhood of the Ninth Door, that guy Mendoku, he summons over people from the bar and says, "Hey, come here. I got a plan." And so the plan involves some people who are at the bar normally to bring out like a huge jar of whiskey or something. I forget what kind of alcohol.
It was ale. It was from Coruscant, right? Coruscant ale or something.
So it
was it, or was that the bourbon? Because they've been putting beer and bourbon or beer and whiskey in a lot of things.
I thought they said it was ale, but
was it ale? Okay, then I'm getting confused with the other one. Okay, all right. And that must have been another thing where they were serving the whiskey. Oh no, the whiskey was
right.
the book.
It's not ale, so I see.
Ale. You're right.
So they bring out the barrel during this like scene of like them taking out, and he's like, "Oh, don't you know what's going on here?" Like it was all just a distraction, so the Brotherhood of the Ninth Door guy could escape. And what their special power is they can make themselves appear to look like something else, and so that we see in the novel. As how they're able to plant the bomb because everybody thought they saw something different. Here, this guy is using it for good. And so it's a way of showing like this force manipulation trick that they have. Some of them are using it for good. Some of them are using it for bad. But they can use it for either purpose. And this person makes himself appear like he's one of the thugs, the robbers, and then is able then to subdue the robbers. And
well, he was just trying to get, because he had to surrender his electro staff or whatever to the Twinkle sisters.
Yeah.
So the whole diversion was so that he could get his staff, and the ale as it was rolled out was spilling everywhere. Right, it's all because it made a couple of sentences about how they were trampling in the puddles of this ale. And once he has his electro staff, he stabs it into the water basically, and it shocks the bad guys or something, right?
Right, it does. Yeah, shocks them exactly. Yeah, and so
the old electrify the ale on the ground trick.
Yeah, that old thing.
And that's pretty much the whole story. Is how that how this.
Well, like Wayseeker was saying, the big takeaway to me was, like Wayseeker was saying, is you have this faction, this Brother of the Ninth, whatever, who, if the main takeaway of the last performance novel was, hey, these are the bad guys. But this short story tells you that they're not all bad guys. This guy could have just camouflaged himself and hauled ass and saved himself, but he didn't. He said, why would I do that?
Yeah, but they were kind of paid for it. Like, it kind of seems like they're like he
was protecting the innocent. Is what this guy was doing.
Right, he was, but it seems like it seems like those are the guys, the regular street guys that, they'll take care of their neighborhood. And by the way, we need you to go out and be hired
Yeah,
to
he
do
can be
something
a-
else sooner than
They can be trouble for hire too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I appreciated that they made them more, gray, to where they're not just bad, they're not just.
But they're actually giving them inside stories. That's a good thing. That's why I was saying about Phase 2. Sometimes it felt like they were just telling disconnected stories, where this felt more immersed in the world. So
Yeah. So not a majorly important story, but it fell right into where we were talking about, and it opened.
Well, do you remember the stories? Do you remember the stories that were Insider during the first phase? They were.
I read them recently because I got the
didn't read
hardcover, but I didn't remember most of them. No.
Yeah, they just seemed like just non-relevancy. So.
Yeah, but one day aboard the space station, some of the stories.
Some of them were.
Yeah, but it was already stuff that we kind of already knew.
Oh, okay.
Almost like from a different point of view. Like it was like, I mean, and they did this too because the attack happened, but like it's different. Either way.
It was also different writers every time. This has always been George Mann.
Yeah.
And I think this really fits George Mann's style, like short little stories.
He did the whole, Traveler Pub. I mean, that's why there's ale there. He did the whole.
And this not that it's terribly important, but this story ends right as the explosions and stuff are starting. And of course, the chaos kicks off in Jeddah. So that's where this story ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is very, but I think that's kind of what I was saying about those characters. Thank you for mentioning it was a man thing, because it is like very questy of like you go to the pub to hire the guy that actually stands up for the pub, but you also take on your quest to do whatever, you need to hire the thief, and this is his local domain, you know what I mean? So it has that feeling to it, which is kind of, if you're into that fantasy genre.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Let's get into, is there anything else anybody wants to add to that? Comic reviews it is. All right. We started off from worst to first. Sorry. I mean, what? We started off with Darth Vader 31.
Is this the worst? I don't even know if I call this the worst. That's how bad some of the other ones were.
Yeah,
I didn't think, what?
Yeah.
What? I actually thought they were good this week, kind of. I don't know. All right. I have a question about, so we get flashbacks, obviously. We have what Vader thought, or somebody thought it should have been, and what Vader thought it should have been, but what it actually turned out to be. Do you think that, this is the only question I have out of these three panels, this is why I left the last panel in here. Do you think that Darth Vader, while Anakin Skywalker was Darth Vader, because it kind of shows it here, do you think he sees himself as Darth Vader, or do you think he sees himself as like Anakin with hair? Like, that's like, I think sometimes when we picture ourselves as human beings, we picture ourselves as we were our best us, right? We don't picture ourselves overweight like we are now, or with less hair than we used to have. We picture ourselves in like, our top days. And I think like this shows that maybe Darth Vader pictured himself in his top days. Yes? No?
No, I see where you're coming from, and I think you're probably onto something. Because throughout the comics, what little we probably see inside his head in the movies and stuff, he always thinks he's doing this for the greater good of the galaxy. Everything he does, he thinks he's doing it to.
Well, we already got a vision. We got a vision of him as Vader in the Clone Wars cartoon. When his mind was wiped, though, he knew that he was going to be Vader coming. I don't know. I guess him thinking if he didn't.
What I'm saying is like he's not standing in the mirror and looking at himself. So is he going around still thinking that he looks like Anakin?
Yeah, I think he still has. Remember, his mind is all messed up now. He's all messed up. He's the dark side. He's all burnt to a char. His body's gone. But he still visions himself as who he was prior.
All right, so we have a bunch of pages that the only reason is because if you look at the way right panel, you kind of see it's not the usual Vader. It's Anakin getting the hat put on.
I like that superhero montage of him getting his costume. Maybe like when you read all those comic books, like the superhero books, like Iron Man or some other stuff like that.
The art was well done in this book, I thought.
All right, we've got all of them. We got Dorme, Sabe, Sube, Sache, Ithre, Robe, all the bays. All the bays are out there with Darth Vader.
That's probably the best you've ever done at pronouncing that.
I know, exactly, right?
Yeah, okay, it's late. Well, actually,
I think you threw in some that don't exist. But
Sabe, talk about Sabe actually isn't in this group. It's everybody but Sabe there. Okay. They go through there and they're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we hate you. We're still doing this for the fucking 18th book in a row. We gotta help our friend out though. And then all of a sudden,
go back to another page. I know who this is, but That's like the best
Ombre.
Ventress look.
Oh yeah, Umbre, yeah.
That picture right there in the center, the third picture, she looked like Ventress
Yeah.
from before.
Yeah, she does a little bit. All right, so then all of a sudden they're like, well, yeah, I guess maybe, and then boom, biscuits.
Tom thinks all bald women look like Ventress.
I was gonna say the same thing, Jedi, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna let that one go.
We're already over an hour in. We're trying to get this done. So boom, biscuits go out the side door. All of a sudden we're back at Clone Wars, and we got a bunch of Roger Rogers B1 battle droids coming out, and we've even got clone transport trooper. Well, I don't know why there's clone transport troops ships there, but what the fuck ever, who cares? All of a sudden they pick up a bunch of sticks and stuff, and yeah, we're gonna beat all their ass. We kill them all. It's kind of a test, blah blah blah. Oh, we're mad at you. Angry face, angry face, angry face. Kind of not so angry face. Like, hey, what's up, brother? On the shortcut blonde hair on the left, but whatever. Am I missing? Jump in any time, Jedi, if you want to tell us how great this episode was. Then Jules.
Okay. Yeah.
That Jules, not the smoking thing, but go ahead.
This wasn't my favorite. This wasn't my favorite of the handmaiden comics we've seen.
I think they were a little upset because they know that Vader could have taken down all the V1 droids, but whatever. Then Jules, it's like, yo, what's up? I got you in a cage. We're gonna just keep sending more stuff at him and kill him. And she's like, you know, you're gonna die, right? And he's like, whatever. And Vader's out there going like, oh yeah, I used you guys as bait. I'm gonna use you as bait again. Now, at least they didn't put me on a stupid horse. I get to fly on top of everybody.
Badass on a figure speeder bike. There you go.
I'm 50 feet above everybody else on a speeder bike, and that's not how speeder bikes work, but cool. All right. Boom, boom, bang, bang, bjam, bjam. Why does... Listen, my question is this. This is the biggest problem I had with this comic book. There's a certain noise that blasters make. It's right there. Pew, 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 pew. Why are we getting bra, bra, broom, brum?
We've been getting that for a while in all different kinds of
Braza. I don't think we've gotten Brazam before. Brazam, I think, is a new one. All right.
But no, I don't know. Vader just leaves them.
Like, yeah, he does. Of course he does.
Like,
but
I'm out. You deal with it.
I know, but like this is this not this every fourth book Vader leaves somebody.
Because everything Vader does, it's always a test, or at least that's his go-to. I was testing you. This is to show you the real picture, etc., etc. This is the true you, etc. Okay.
So Padme's in the cage, and then obviously Vader walks through, and then G90, that stupid roll droid, is back. He's like, I already cut them in half, blah 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 blah, and he's like, well, Jewel this time's like, well, we did something else. We put this little electric thing so that you can't cut them all in half. Ha ha ha! So smart. And then through all the chicks come roll. Darth Vader's angels come rolling through. I shouldn't call them chicks, whatever. And they end up using a thing that pulls down the ship. Woo! Great storyline. He has a flashback again, and then he starts choking. Here's the part that I didn't understand. They went from 4. Charlie's Angels went from 4 people to 3 people. We didn't see any of them die. And now he's only choking 2 people. What the hell happened to Vader's Angels?
I like, if you notice, the top left corner, the top one, the 3 girls right there. It's kind of funny. It reminds me of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or G.I. Joe breaking into something. It doesn't even look like characters based in Star Wars if you really think about it. It's kind of funny.
Didn't answer my question. Where all the other
I don't know.
What? You know, they can't draw all of them all the time. You got the artist got a cramp or something, and he just didn't do it.
One of them didn't come in, so there's only 3 of them in there. So one of them stayed back.
Yeah, remember she got shot in the arm. One of them got shot in the arm.
Yeah, the one that got shot stayed back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it should be 3 of them getting choked, but
yeah,
should be. Well, anyways, then Sabe goes over to Vader and it's like,
you know what's gonna happen, man.
They're going to waste our time on this book for like
these
4
girls
more.
are going to die a miserable death. Vader's going to kill them all.
Not Sabe, though. I don't think he's going to kill Sabe.
I think Sabe is going to sacrifice herself.
I don't know. I think Annie is so delusional that he thinks that, Sabe is going to be the new Padme. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, too.
Or maybe the Emperor has something to do with something. Maybe the Emperor might
The Emperor's killing her. Okay.
Yeah, she's dying.
Move along. Anything else, Jedi? Would you add? This is your book.
I mean, I still look forward to reading it when it comes out. But like I said, This wasn't.
Did you wish you had? Did you wish you had your the male's tales? Charlie's. It would be Jedi's Angels.
Yeah, they need to come out with a Charlie's Angels with the handmaidens.
They do.
There you go.
Absolutely.
For all you people that are
Get
fighting
somebody
over
to
this
do it for you. I'll find
same
somebody to do it for you.
exclusives.
The handmade angels.
I bet you Dan Parent would do it and then give it to 6 other people. So there you go.
I'll
All
get
right.
you one. Vader's Angels. There you go.
So I still think this is the worst comic of the week right here.
Oh yeah, this is you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. This is kind of like reading this and then hearing the news about Kira was like okay, but then reading this book was like fuck me.
I felt like I missed something coming into this book.
No,
Like,
I don't
maybe
think so.
read something.
This was like if you could put like raw sandpaper on your face while walking through a hot desert, like at 0 pace, this is the fucking book.
But Charles
So
Soule
didn't-
can do so good. We see it in the Blade. He can do such good content, and he can do such crap content.
Crap.
And there's
But
nothing
didn't bounty hunters in this comic kind of merge at some point?
Kind of. So whatever. We have Luke and Leia and not Luke and Leia. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Like, okay, so then how do you say her name? Chantha Chai.
Chant the Chai.
She's like, hey Vader, you killed my mom. Hey Vader, you killed my dad. Hey Vader, blah. And Vader's like, I'm gonna kill you. Okay.
I don't even remember your name. There's some
remember
good
you.
lines in here. Like I've already forgotten your name. Like,
Yeah, that was all right. One good line. Hey, go ahead. Throw acid on him, and then he's gonna just walk in the water. What the fuck is going on in this book?
I liked that they were thinking, but they just didn't go all the way. You didn't think it through. It was a good idea. Throw something at him. Okay, his instinct is going to be to slice it, and then he gets splashed with acid. But yeah, I mean, what do you think Vader's going to do?
They didn't even do anything. They let him walk in the water to wash it. This is so stupid. Yeah. And this, by the way, this book advanced the whole advancement of this book is literally the one thing that we're talking about is, one thing that we've been talking about since book 1 and all the expansions is to get this fucking little part of the trap, right? The Sith trap thing. What the fuck? This is horrible.
It was so bad. It was
so bad.
I would on streak ranked this pretty well because I thought it was good because the first one was good, the second one was bad. I'm like, you know what? Plenty of chance to redeem yourself. Number 3, this was not the redemption.
What was up with this droid? Like this droid kind of presents, I think it was a she, I don't know. This droid kind of presents herself as this awesome warrior drug, and Vader is kind of disoriented by her. They're like, oh, that's a badass droid. Well, we find out in the final panels that all it takes is all you gotta do is like pull her apart, and it's
Yeah, but the droid wasn't the droid the girl?
Was
the
it?
girl in the droid outfit? Or am I confused with comics?
What are you talking about?
No,
you're confusing. So Imra Zirax like loses
Amara Vex.
Yeah, Mara Vex, the girl from the video game. Yeah. Sorry. Well, I just hit 20 names right. I can take an L on one.
You were so bad on that one.
It doesn't matter. This fucking book is. I don't want to talk about this book. This is how I'm just trying not to say the F word. Just that's it. Like say something else besides the F word because I'm so frustrated with how horrible this book is. He's walking out of the fucking water for fuck's sake. He literally walks in with the what?
He's Jesus.
Yeah, I mean this is so dumb. And then the droid's like, "Oh, we're gonna come back and save Cha because whatever. Nobody gives a shit."
If you go back to the last panel, you're gonna see.
No. Okay. Yeah. Last panel. Okay. Either way, what's her name? Vex falls into the thing and then takes off her mask. She's all fucked up. The robot is supposed to be flying back in, but then turns around and can't figure out why. And it's because the fucking people are like, let's go back to Kira. Fuck you. Out of here.
Yeah, and they ripped the robot apart. That's what I'm saying. This robot's supposed to be like this tough robot, but the two apparently just like tore her head off.
Yeah.
And apparently Cha's good thing is like, I'm good. Yeah, I'm Vader. You're dead. Okay.
I thought it was cool to see
3 lines.
The Archivist here was pretty cool. That was it.
Stupid. 3 lines that were actually good in this book, including this one where it says, "This is good, skeet. I am Darth Vader. Awesome." The other line where he goes, "I've already forgot your name."
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. And then this stuff is stupid. And then once you
assured me Wayseeker has assured me that we see something pretty rare in this comic, and it is an actual death of a character.
It's actually
He's assured me that
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him come back from stabbing in the chest before.
Here's the reason. Another reason why I think it's actual death. Charles Soule created this character. Charles Soule created this character in Lando Run from 2016 or whatever that was. So this is
nobody cares about this character, just like Santa.
Soule does. And so 7 years later, Soule wanted to give her the demise that he,
Well, hopefully he could do that with James too, and then we can get rid of that. What he also has been fucking dragging along forever is that the Chandela kid, girl, boy, I don't even fucking know anymore what it is. The one that's supposed to unite the fucking, which that storyline's just out the fucking window at this point. It has no point, but they decided to throw in one fucking page about it with her and Kira. Stupid. Yeah, obviously everybody worst of the week, maybe worst of the month. It's gonna be hard to top this fucking book.
This is bad. This was a bad. This Space Vader looks really amazing.
This is fucking horrible.
Hopefully, the ending of this story turns out good.
Dom, there's no hope for this shit.
I hope so, Dom. But right now, after the last 2 issues,
I hope pigs will fly into my backyard so I get free bacon every day. But this shit ain't happening.
2 more.
Okay.
Thank God. That's the only thing we can hope for is a swift death. All right, High Republic 5. I've been getting.
By the way, I wasn't able to get the 1 in 25.
You can't tell me on a Saturday that. You have to tell me on a Wednesday.
I thought I had it. So apparently, the person that puts my books aside, I didn't go to the store until.
You're not missing much, bro.
I disagree. I think there's a first appearance in here that Marco doesn't think. Probably we'll find out. But
it's definitely not a first appearance. It's not a first appearance. But once again, also 2 people were saying, not just there's Wayseekers is different. People all week has been like, it's such an important book because there's so many first appearances. There's a cameo in this book. I would not qualify. Well, fuck it. Let's go through the book. The book was actually really good. Okay. You should buy this book and read it because it's really good. Okay. That's the only reason. And a cameo. There's a very important cameo in this book too. But random
Jedi's going to go after him on this one because it's going to make no sense.
After number 16, it is going to make sense. Okay, here we go. We get back there. They're still doing the trip out. This part of the book, this is what I'm saying about how cool it is that they're interlocking. They mentioned this in the novels and kind of touch on it a little bit, but we actually get to see, visually, we get to see the fucking mayhem that's going on where they're tripping out because of the leveler is making what's the one group's name? Why am I brain farting? The wizard guy. You like these people?
I can't think what they're called. Wait. Oh yeah, I can't think of it either.
Yeah, we'll get to it. The turds, the tons, the sorcerers, sorcerers of the sorcerers of the ton. So he's going crazy. I will tell you this: Mac is the main Jedi here, the guy with the white thing under there that they're following. He wasn't as big of a shitbag as he normally is. He's actually written less shitbaggy.
That's two in a row. 2 in a row. Where last time he gave Tay, the benefit of the doubt. This time he's not a shitbag.
Well, I think they're using him less. The less they use him, the less shitbaggy he is, right? So is it that he's less shitbaggy, or is it just we're not getting as much of him? So
I think
not so bad.
Changed the character a little bit here. I think that's they realized as they were going on.
This is 5. Well, yeah, this is probably if 1 wasn't received, it probably is around 6 or 7 where they're going to start. 8 probably was right. Really 8 is where they get to change him. But of course, we get Thundercat, Lee Bon, the Jedi Master, chilling again, which is always pretty cool. A lot of action. And by the way, we've been asking for it. We've been asking more of her. We've been trying to get more of her, and we get a lot of her in this. It is Olivia, right? Is that how you say her name?
Yep.
Yeah. The one that's related to Zevion, who's related to the mother. And then here we go, and this is where fucking Wayseeker is going to lose his shit and go, I know who that character is, even though they don't name her and she's hiding in the background. It's a first to fucking appearance, even though it doesn't qualify.
She's in multiple panels. This is not the only panel that we see here.
She's in the background in one panel here. We'll keep going.
Here. And on the third affects the story.
Hold on. We're talking about, you have to explain, because you do actually have to explain where she is, because people don't know. Dom, do you know which character he's talking about?
What, the girl?
Oh, he's not. See,
no, he's talking about the bald lady that looks like Ventress in the background.
No, so he's talking about on the third page here on the way right, the one that has the hood on. This is who he's talking about. Okay,
okay, that's the cameo.
And that's why it's a cameo. He doesn't even know who the fuck it is. Number two, exactly. The mother. That was the mother. Was there?
That's the mother who's appeared in every book.
Wait, your argument's null and void right now because you got two Star Wars fucking people that didn't shut up.
Dom here.
Yes. Go ahead, Jedi.
Who's the mother? I don't know who the hell you're talking about.
It cannot. That's why. Well, stop. Please, Wayseeker, let me get through this, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Because he just made my fucking point. So we get there's a lot of the people from the concave. And Wayseeker, this is why I'm telling you. You think you're gonna fucking surprise. I've been doing this for so long.
Cover nuts.
Okay.
Is she in the picture that you have up right now?
No, she's right here in the third one in the middle panel with the hood on. It's white. She's got a dangly hair down there. It doesn't name her.
Oh, her over there.
Oh, yeah. Over there. All right. So then we get this. I thought this was really cool. You get to see a lot of the concave out here. Once again, the mayhem that was going on here, adding in some of the verbiage was very well connected. For some reason, people also thought that this Mole Man thing was a big fucking first appearance. I don't know. They also thought that the crew that was coming in, which are just random people from, what's the name of the group with the hand again? Whatever.
Open door?
Yeah, the open hand. I guess this is 20 fucking first appearances.
Yeah, but I like that's pretty cool. That's that character with the hood.
Who cares? No.
Who cares? But that's not. It's
the only thing. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Anyways, so the open hand knocks on the door to where the group from the Wills is protecting a thing. Because they are trying to find the staff for the part for the leveler. So they're trying to find the staff that controls them that we see in phase 2. That Marchand Roll holds down. Really cool. They knock on it. They come in. They slightly mention it. Of course, a lot of these Will people too. Somebody was asking me, but we saw these characters all before. They aren't actually new. But they're badass. They're ready to fight. They're getting it going. This reintroduces us to Tay, who got released by his robot. Remember, he used to be part of the Wills. And then they're going to shoot Squishy Brainhead. What's his name? Brainhead? What do they call him? There's a certain species for him. He was going to get shot by one of the open hand people. But here comes Tay to save Brainhead. Good job, Tay. You're not such a bad guy after all. Does he not look like that guy from Michigan, the kid from Michigan that plays video games? The kid with the colored hair. What's his name? Great state of Michigan. Ninja.
Ninja? You think I was a Ninja?
Yeah, have you ever met that Tyler kid, Ninja?
I've never met him. I've seen him stream on Twitch before.
He used to live close.
You watch other people play video games.
You do, not me. Not me.
Other people do.
And then we get the flashback, first appearance of Olivia as a little kid.
Again,
there's the mother again.
The mother who affects the story.
How does she affect the story?
Because it triggers a flashback for Olivia to realize that I know this person, and now I remember.
Wayseeker, you're fucking reaching. You just had
no. She has a picture of her being a child as a baby because she sees her mother. There's no reaching there. It affects the story.
Jedi, please continue. What was your timeout?
I thought the mother was older. How old is this chick in the white? She's like what? Like 18? How old is this girl?
I don't even have to argue. Jedi's proving my point. Okay, next up. We get a little rumble. Then she goes because there's a bunch of
the mother.
That is the mother. Yes, we are sure it's the mother. We are sure. Marco even knows it's the mother, but he's just moving the point.
Well, timeout. I do no, and I do know it because I consume all of Star Wars. I consume everything, so I'm 100% do know it's the mother. But for the average fan, they can't identify it. That's a true statement.
I know right away. It didn't take me more than 30
You need everything like me, Wayseeker. What the fuck? Okay, let me finish the comic. Next up, Olivia goes.
I had no idea that was the mother because I expected the mother to look like a mother, not like some 18-year-old girl walking down the street. I had no idea that was the mother.
No clue either. Anyways, so here
doesn't have a clue about anything.
That's not true. He usually is like first appearance. No, Dom is the first guy. Dom will say first appearance before we open the fucking book typically, okay? Yeah. So
I didn't get a chance to read this. I just got the book today.
Well, either way. So they're trying to tear down the Wayseeker, just trying to shove his point down people's throats. it's still a cameo is an important book, Wayseeker. So they're trying to pull down the Jedi Temple. Now, these are just regular people, right? You don't think these are people of the hand, correct? They're trying to pull down.
I think they're Path of the Open Hand people.
Oh, I thought they were just regular people.
Like regular people.
I thought they were just people caught up in the.
I thought they were, there's people caught up in the fur. Remember, because of how they talked in the novel, and that's okay. So she pulls out a lightsaber.
Well, if I could backtrack on that, giving it just a couple more seconds thought, regular people in the fray, would they have rigged it with just explosives, though? That would have been...
so I think it was Path. I think the Path was behind it.
Now that I think about it, maybe it was more than just people in the
regular
fray.
people aren't going to have those explosives. No,
maybe, but I thought it was like, okay, so can we say maybe it's a mob plus people with open hand then?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. But they end up breaking down the Jedi statue. First appearance of the Jedi statue, not really, but just kidding.
No, it's been in other things.
No, first appearance of this guy with green face and the guy with the knife.
And you know what? This book does have a lot of important little details in it.
The spider guy in the background, and the guy with the. Hey, did you guys also catch that Darth Nihilus was in the background here?
I saw the mask.
Darth Nihilus, first cameo appearance in canon background.
Marco, you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
This is the shit I have to deal with today. This is my phone's voice. I mean, this is the stuff that I had to deal with this last week. Okay. And then, do we want to? I mean, honestly, it's a cameo because
it's not a cameo. If the character appeared,
Wayseeker. The problem with your argument is that it was just proven when the regular fan couldn't determine who that character was.
Okay, if I'm going to be fair, yes, I had no idea that was the mother because it doesn't look like a mother. That's my big thing. Now, if both of you are telling me, that was the mother,
well, it's because she showed the reason.
I'm going to say it's a first appearance. If you're saying that's the mother, because I don't buy
it has to be common now.
List of first appearance thing like a lot of people.
So it didn't list the name, it didn't identify the character, and it's not a common in its appearances. She's not a common appearance enough for people.
Right.
To see it. Unfortunately,
you've given us the checklist before.
By the way, we can talk about.
We had Blade 2 with General Weiss. Didn't have his name. And Jedi's like, it didn't have his name, so it's not a first appearance. And you're like, no, it is a first appearance because
there was dialogue, yes. There was actual identifying dialogue, yes.
Two panels. This is two
panels.
True.
Not true. It wasn't two panels. It was a whole
two panels in Blade 2.
No. Now you're playing with games because if it was just the first panel where she showed up in, it would be a cameo because it would be exactly the same as this, even though it had verbiage in it. But then there's a full page reveal. It actually revealed a full page of her. Wayseeker, I mean, we can argue. I'm just not going to argue.
I think they're both first appearances. This is a first appearance. She's in two panels. If you know, she's been in other projects before. It's not like somebody that you can't identify if you don't know Star Wars. You should be able to.
You can't actually. That's not true. Unless you bought the novel, the only way you can identify her. The only way you can identify that character is if you bought the novel and then looked up who was on the cover so that you could identify who was on the cover, and then you saw a sketch picture of her, and that's how you would know who it is.
Oh, I knew right away. Because of the story, because she saw her mother. And
Wayseeker, you're not listening.
No,
you're not listening. The only way you know what her appearance is because you had to find out who was on a hardcover book on the dust cover, and that's why.
I don't even see that picture. I knew right away. I I didn't need that picture because I knew what the story was. And
hold on. That's you're full of shit.
The mother's a hottie. That's all I'm saying. I never expected that.
This picture right here, which has nothing to do with.
Yes, because it looks exactly like her daughter. They look exactly the same. I'm like, oh yeah, that is her mother.
You saying all brown skinned people look the same?
No, they do it the same.
You saying all brown skinned people look the same? All right, good. So moving along before we get canceled at this point, it's a cameo. Number 2, next week we got Star Wars 31 coming out. Wayseeker also extremely excited because of these High Republic robots that turned out to be duds. Dom extremely excited because Bibble is going to be on the Sprouse cover.
That's the best looking cover out of the other covers, man. Come on.
I want my beard to look like that. I can't get it.
You
to
could.
Work. I don't know how it does it.
You could.
I'm excited. Max Rebo playing the red ball organ with his feet. Excellent. And there we go. After that is Bounty Hunters 31.
Nice.
Is it? You want to read and cut this buck up? Because I think it's going to be painful. But you know who's going to be in it?
We're going to get the
You know who's gonna be in
third
it?
cameo appearance.
Yeah. You know who's going to be in it? You know who's going to be in it? It's not a cameo. Third appearance. Third fucking appearance is going to be this one here. According to Diamond, it's not, but they should probably read what they have for the solicitation for this, because it pretty sure as shit we're going to get a third appearance of fucking Inferno Squad in this one.
The last page panel is going to probably have them on it.
They've already fucking named them. They've already named them.
I know.
We've already seen them completely the way they're supposed to look. Full body shots, full armor, full guns. Fucking what? All right. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh, this is the other bane of my existence this fucking week. God, stupid shit. Oh. Yoda, very great book. Yoda, looking forward to this. That's not fucking Grogu.
I didn't say.
No, people have been.
Oh, Dom's already defensive about it.
People have been.
No, I'm not. I didn't say anything.
25 in.
Oh my fucking god!
It doesn't have any
How
ears.
stupid are we?
Grogu? There's no ears.
Hey, little clue here. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure out who it is, because she's on every fucking cover. She's right under Yoda here. She's right. No, she's not on the tree cover. She's right here by Momoka. It even has her fucking name. Her name's right there. It's Geary. It's the fucking lizard. It's literally. But I think super cool. Instead of that, though, this is why, because you ruin it. Like, instead of it, you're missing the greater point. Does it not look like a Wookiee saved a Trandoshan?
Yeah. And who is this Wookiee? This Wookiee's been on 4 and 5. I'm more interested in the Wookiee.
Wait, that's not Barry Yaga?
No, I mean, it theoretically could be.
Could be.
I don't think they would do that, because I don't think they would sell it.
Here we go. It's fucking Barry. I forgot that one. This is not Barry Yaga holding fucking Grogu.
It's not going to be Barry Yaga, because they're not going to reveal Barry Yaga's alive yet. So it's not Barry Yaga. It's some other.
Plus, this guy's old as shit.
It's some other Wookiee, and that we're going to introduce to another Jedi Wookiee.
And this is like, last story was good. I'm so fucking excited for this storyline. Like, think about that. Dom, how excited are you? Trandoshan being saved by a fucking Wookiee.
I am excited about that. It's great. I like it. I know. I do. No, I do like it. No, I actually do like the. Hey, come on, listen. You got to think about this.
Let's think about this.
No,
so I want
with all species and all humankind and mankind and womankind, whatever it is, that enemies are sometimes not the enemies. It's just because it's just the natural the natural way life is sometimes, like the Trandoshans with the Wookiees.
This is like Moses. It's like Moses being saved here. This is amazing. I think it's great. Like,
well, we'll see what happens. You know, hopefully this character turns out to be a great character. You know,
I mean, it's going to be what? Is this 2 or is this 3? Ways you could do. Remember part story.
It's a 3-part story. So this is the middle one.
So this is the middle one. So we're going to get some. I mean, I just think like the race that for years haunts them, and then they have the. Hopefully, it is what it looks like in the cover. Well, we know she becomes a
Jedi.
A Jedi. Well, at least yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay. The wars between the Wookiees and the Trandoshans. How long has that been going on?
Ever,
right?
Or fucking ever.
Forever. So maybe that was a turning point, that there could be. Maybe there was a peaceful thing in the middle before it went away again. Maybe she was the peaceful part of it that actually made peace between them, and then she died, and they went back to who knows.
No, maybe a mother was like escaping because the Wookiees were killing them, and she ended up throwing it in the water, and it floated downstream, and a Wookiee picked it up and ended up giving it to Yoda. That could happen too.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, it's possibilities are cool. I actually like the possibility.
I like the Momoku cover for once too.
Yeah.
I actually like the old story. I like the stories of the past stories. Could you find out a lot more about?
I mean, people like hot dogs out of the gas station. That doesn't mean I'm fucking eating it. You know what I mean?
You don't like the Momoko cover here?
I like the tree cover.
Can I say that I think it's a fucking stretch for a Women's History Month variant?
Yeah, that's fine. But do you like the cover or not?
No. It looks like a dragon, not a Trandoshan.
It looks like the Gordon from Star Trek.
I don't know what that is, but it looks like fucking Khaleesi's about to jump on the back of this fucking thing and try to fly it.
Tom's getting himself muted for 10 minutes for that one.
Yeah. No, this looks like hey, Khaleesi's gonna come out there. Hey, strap him. They got woo, House Dragon. Let's go. What do you think, Jedi? You got an opinion on? Oh, fuck it. Nope. Yes.
You got an opinion on what?
The artwork on number 5, the Momoka for Yoda 5.
I didn't. Well, I feel like I'm agreeing with Marco a lot tonight, which kind of I don't know if that's a good thing.
You usually do. You just don't want to.
I didn't even know that was a Trandoshan until you guys told me.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking dragon. And then we do have the tree where Yoda's having a beer by the tree, which is pretty dope.
I like that. That's cool.
Like drinking, he's just having a natty light down there, so that's dope.
He's drinking a White Claw.
Oh boy, that's kind of funny though. All right, anyways, I like natty light better. Either way, then we get the thing that nobody asked for, and then it really just makes fucking.
This is the one I want.
I actually think it's cool. There's already at least by the time we looked it up, there's about 100 of these selling. Most of them for under like for $4.99.
I'm not going to pay a lot for it, but this is the one she's on the cover. Why I like covers. I like first appearances,
and it has her name on it.
And she's named. This is the first time she's named because she wasn't named in the comic.
Agreed, but it was kind of like what we said then that they're going to do a second print with her, and it's going to be her right on the cover, and there you fucking go. Lazy shit, but I actually like it this way. Instead of doing like the whole panel or whatever, or a ship blowing up or some dumb shit.
The purple cover.
Yeah, I like that they did the background of the purple and black, and I like it looks good, man. I mean, I'm ordering it. I'm ordering 10
now
of these,
the thing is that I hope this character just turned out to be like really something huge because they have a habit.
I think she will be.
The habit of killing off these characters that you get so excited about a character they kill them off 1, 2, 3. It's like
Wayseeker has promised me that this character is going to be around a long time.
Okay,
Charles Soule. I'm taking.
He also told you that Simpson's going to be great. So
so if this character is Morellian, if this character.
She would have showed up in phase 1.
This character has to be a Force user if it's going to have any chance of living into the next phase 3.
Would have showed up in phase 1.
What?
Would have showed up in phase 1.
Charles Soule said this character is going to be in phase.
Charles Soule says a lot of things.
So if that's true, I did do some research.
We don't know she would have showed up in phase 1.
What?
We don't know she would have been in phase 1 because what we know about her so far.
Phase 1 comes after this.
I get that, but you could just leave it out.
She appears to be the leader of mercenaries for hire, so that doesn't. She could be doing anything.
She could also be the new Lone Pop, where like everybody wants the character and they just sprinkle her in here or there.
Morellians can live about 250 years if they're force sensitive. If they're not force sensitive, they only lived about 70 or 80 years at max life. So the only way that this character can live into the phase 3
scares me sometimes with his knowledge. I don't know
if she's force sensitive.
Just looked it up. I could see it in his glasses.
No,
I did. I looked it up. Not now.
Glasses.
No,
I did this like after we had the conversation 2 weeks ago.
I think she's dope as shit. I mean, I do think she's dope as shit. But you already see the 1 in 25 going down in price. Where we thought it was going to be.
How much though?
I mean, it was. It was almost at 90. I looked at the last couple. We were getting to the 65 realm. On its way down for the auctions that are coming up that are ending probably while this show is hitting up. So,
listen, Waveseeker.
But that's where we thought it was going to be, right? I thought it was going to be a double ratio, and I think that's good. I think if it stays around double ratio, that's really good. That's a healthy character, healthy book. So,
she can also live if she's hibernating. If they captured her like a bat the tank or something like that, who knows?
Who knows?
Because she could live that.
Or they could sprinkle her in like they do with Lone Pop, which I think was more realistic of a scenario.
I still think Lone Pop is going to get her own limited series down the road.
You tell them, Dom.
Okay, and I mean that's cool. And like I said, this character's cool
I think
too.
You're right, Dom. Ireland. I think there's a good chance that Ireland will find a way to make that happen.
That I hope doesn't happen. I hope they get somebody else to write her because I want her to be.
Ireland has written everything that she's ever appeared in. Everything.
And it's been terrible. So
no, it hasn't. It's been good.
The storyline when she first showed up in the boat with the water bounty hunters, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep.
Ireland didn't write that. Ireland didn't write that. That's the thing.
Ireland wrote that. Ireland wrote that one shot.
The comic book?
Yes.
The Jabba one shot.
The Jabba one shot was written by Ireland.
Okay. I'll give her a pass.
You know, you like something by Ireland, you just didn't realize it. Now you're like, oh man, now I got to go back.
It wasn't great. I like the character. I don't know if I like the writing.
I like the way she exposed herself, that her jaw could open up.
I'm gonna go check the tape on that one, see if I actually liked it.
Ex-boyfriend, that's nice.
That's why you two old men like her, is because of jaw opening.
Hey.
That's all you want.
Dirty old men.
Yeah, that's like this character. I think is a little bit more badass and has sustainability.
Right,
Well, we're gonna see a good fight. I want to see somebody who can fight and keep up with the blade.
I hope they don't kill her off too early because she seems like a good.
Yeah,
but she also doesn't seem bad, right? She seems like
we don't know. We've only done a couple panels. We'll find out.
Well, she seems like she's for hire, so she's not technically bad. She could be just like
That's not true.
You don't know. You know, they're trying to find that other character.
Hey, Lady Seeker, I'm trying to sell this fucking character. Let me sell it, all right?
Just let the story sell the character. You don't need to sell it.
Look at it. Look at it. It looks great. All right, go ahead. What are you saying, Dom?
I'm saying that I hope they can build other characters up like Marsha Rowe and Laura Dean's the
Lorna D.
We know for a fact that they're going to be building up Marshan Rowe because
I know
they literally are basing a lot of content on Marshan Rowe. So
I like his character. His character is pretty badass, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how many more characters are going to get. I don't think any more characters are going to get that big of a Marshan Rowe push, obviously. But like, this might be. I don't know. It looks cool. It would make she'd make a great action figure. So maybe they do Black Series out of her.
Well, I'm hoping that they make a Black Series of somebody from the High Republic eventually. You know,
they are. They're gonna make Bar Yaga.
They're gonna make Nubs. Nubs is gonna be the first one for you, Dom.
Wait, Nubs and Ava Chris.
Jedi just died inside. He just died inside.
I actually could see Nubs being made as a Funko Pop first.
We're gonna get all Jedi's gonna get
open a package on MCM and it's Nubs.
Once again, really like the character. Do know that the variant is going down in price. Do try to pre-order. You have enough time. If your person's a diamond person, they don't have enough time because it'll be
when is it supposed to be dropping?
Well, it's FOC. Is the day where this is showing. FOC is Monday. If it's Penguin, so yeah. Okay.
Marco's going to give me one and put it in this box that he keeps telling me about.
Let me make it
March 8th or March 15th.
Remind me, text me, or send me a text. You have to put the list. Jedi, this is what I'm telling you. Write the list of stuff Just that's not my fault then. Just
I would have to go back and review thousands of hours of YouTube.
We could use the extra view. All right.
That's next.
Yeah.
We got 2 episodes. We are already going forever.
Oh my, we got Bad Batch. We still have the Jedi.
I thought this was gonna be an hour and a half show, and we were an hour and 40 minutes, and we still haven't hit 2 episodes of Bad Batch. So we got 2 episodes this week, as the mid-season.
There were 2 episodes? Oh,
2.
Yeah.
I know you only said 7, and I thought there was 2 episodes. So you're gonna get everything spoiled right here, Jedi.
I'm taking a head break anyway. You guys go ahead.
Don hasn't even watched the show.
No. Actually, no. Okay, so I know about it. And it's the first episode. The Cloak Conspiracy was awesome.
This is great. Awesome. I thought this was really cool. It opens up in a familiar location, which I didn't ever think we'd go back to from the Clone Wars, which was Club 79 or whatever it was called. It's cool to see the clones in their old atmosphere. That was great. Those are the little homages that I really enjoy. So you get Slip talking to his friend. I can't think of his friend's name here. His friend, is feeling the weight of the fact that he was part of the team that destroyed his home planet of Camino. And so he says and send a message to Admiral Rampart saying, you need to tell the truth or I'm going to go testify. And Slip's like, that wasn't very smart. Rampart's coming after you. You need to watch your back. And so,
and then we all know what happened.
Long, and
he gets
shot.
Yeah, all kidding aside, I can honestly say I didn't watch the episodes, but I did watch it on review. But I could tell you this: that was one of the most violent episodes in a very long time.
It was.
It was.
These are both amazing episodes. These are two of my favorite. And there's some thoughts about where this show or the future needs to go from this, and I hope this spins out, because this first episode, the Bad Batch wasn't in it at all. They did appear once.
I know, that's good. I like that. When they the same thing with the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars had individual stories of other people, which was really cool. What made it a good show. And that's why doing this is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
and they have enough episodes, 16 episodes, to do that. Like when they do that in 8 episodes on the TV shows,
it's hard. Yeah,
exactly.
So he gets shot. We get to see some of our old friends here. You get to see Bale. You get to see
Bale have like a small hand. His hand looks small the way he's standing.
Yeah.
Look at his head.
You get to see the other senator. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. She's from Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
As well. So it was nice to see.
This is we did mention this is very Clone Wars-esque again, right?
I don't know if it's Clone Wars-esque. It's just.
It is. It's very. It has the summer notes of Clone Wars again.
Yeah.
You saw this when it teetered in. They actually did this when Ahsoka was going around when they were trying to assassinate Padme. Same type of it's all the little imparts of the Senate flowed the same way. Gave you the individual storylines. It was nice. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go.
Yeah, at the end, I want to talk about it. I think this is maybe where they're going to move to. So then you get Rio here coming on, and
Blue Omega. That's all.
What?
Blue Omega. That's what this was.
Rio's been in a couple things before, and so a couple novels, couple
she was in the Clone
shows. Good to see Rio again. And she talks about somebody needs to advocate for the clones. The clones aren't present. What are we going to do? We can't, get this new army on if we're not going to find a way to supply and care for those that we are discarding. And so that wins everybody's over. So where they, say, okay, we have a table, we have to deal with that. And you see this nice old Rampart and Mas Amedda, who we were hoping to see elsewhere. And/or we got the knowledge and the name drop, and so you good to see him here saying, Rampart, you got to come through. It's your last chance. You can't keep having this thing stall. Rampart feeling it. Rio then goes back to Club 79 to get the clones to say, hey, what do you need? Let's get you on board. I thought this was all great. While she's there, she hits up and meets with Slip, and Slip says, there's something you need to know. Not everything was a scene with Rampart. Don't trust him. He was actually the one behind the destruction of Camino. And so she realizes it as she has this conversation with him. They gets up with Bale. And
of course, Bale. How is Bale not exposed at this point of being like he? At this point, they they've used him so much. How did? Either the fucking Emperor's a moron or he's an idiot. Because
I don't think he viewed Bale as a threat, even though he knew. Bale never did anything that stopped the Emperor from getting what he wanted. He uses Bale on multiple occasions, here, to get what he wants. So
Yeah,
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right because it does set that off. All right, cool. Go ahead.
So I think that's part of it. Yeah. Rampart then, his the sniper, which is Clone X.
Why? I don't know why they add this. Why they couldn't just bring back? I mean, this is not that's not a cool character, but why didn't we just have Crosshair come in and do this? I don't get this.
Yeah, I think they want to set up another faction of clones who I think
so they can drag this out longer.
What?
Yeah. So they can drag it out longer, or
maybe they want to drag it out longer, but maybe these clones, they found a way to not make them age. Like this one says, like he's a different generation. They wipe him of a number. I kind of feel like they have technology to like keep the clones going, maybe, but they're not going to use it because they don't want to. Only on a certain group of people where they actually, can manipulate it for. So I'd be interested to see if we see that they have technology that they can use for clones that they decide they don't want to, or not with this.
Maybe we'll find out down the road.
Yeah, maybe. So we have the three things going on at once. You got Rio, you got Rampart, and then you got Slip. Slip's then calling as contact. I knew who the contact was. Everybody think the contact was who it was. Who he's trying to reach out
Rex.
here. Yeah, Rex. That makes more total sense. He's trying to reach out to Rex. Rio tracks him down. He's like, oh, no, if you can track me down, then they can track me down. You need to get out of here. He then gets shot as well. Boom. Get the sniper
Pew, pew, pew.
taking out people as well. And so the guards then take her away. One of them gets shot and still tries to take him away. Here you see
They did a good job on this. Yeah, the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. The whole shadow thing.
the whole shadow thing coming out here. You're like, oh no, is Rio going to get hit? Is he not? You couldn't really tell. Rio takes down, or the shadow figure takes down Clone X, who we then find out is a clone. And the person there is Rex, who comes in and saves the day.
See, till then I thought it was going to be Crosshair, and then they did that. And then he said he's a true believer or whatever the fuck.
True believer. They wiped his number. They had like the whole shocking thing from like 24 where like people have implants in their teeth that kill them.
It's like cyanide poisoning.
Yeah, whatever that thing is.
Well, it's kind of cool. They did that in Mando. Remember Mando with the when Bo-Katan was trying to find the Darksaber on the ship?
Right. Yeah.
They've done it in a lot of shit.
Yeah. So
it was a violent episode, man. I can tell you it was like really dark and violent, which was actually pretty cool. That's Star Wars.
So that was the first episode. I'm going to pause there because Jedi didn't realize there was a second episode. So he only watched the first episode. Jedi, what did you think of this first episode before we get into the stuff you haven't seen yet? You're muted.
Mute.
I'm sorry. It was good. I liked it. I think anytime they're not treasure hunting with Wanda Sykes, I think it'll be a pretty good episode. So, yeah. I like it. It was very.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I mean, I thought it was good. It was Clone War. I mean, obviously, we got Rex. So I did, speaking of, I actually thought briefly, well, I don't even know if I could say briefly, I thought Crosshair was the sniper for a while.
Me too. Yeah.
until they introduced this.
I'm glad they,
Clone X or
it would
whatever.
have been cool to have him, but I think they.
Well, I kind of wondered when he missed the first couple of shots
Yeah.
at that one of the opening scenes. I was like, well, Crosshair wouldn't have missed that. So, but yeah, it was good. I had no idea. Now that you say that, I do remember someone saying, hey, there's going to be 2 episodes, but I totally spaced that. And I didn't have time because I had to read that freaking short story today too. So it was one or the other. And
no, it's all right.
I guess that makes it an easy choice because I didn't know the other.
I don't know when Star Wars was ever described as dark and violent. That's not usually it's a space odyssey. And
I don't know if this was dark and violent.
I don't think this is dark and violent either.
Star Wars. It's a war. So anything goes.
Sure.
That's why.
I mean, can you tell me what was dark and violent about it? No?
The guy
Or Star Wars in general?
The guy lost his hand. The other guy got shot. He killed himself with a cyanide pill, or whatever it is. Come on. That's pretty cool.
I guess violence is different in New York than in Detroit. Usually out here, unless somebody loses a fucking limb or you're throwing a baby out of a 3rd story, that's not too violent. So, I don't know.
Hey.
Or
you could have a New York City rat climbing a guy in the train and when he's sleeping in his.
Yeah, that's you guys. Your rats out there. You're trashing your rats. Ridiculous out there. I don't know. All right. Either way, I mean, I've just never heard. Yeah, Star Wars is dark and violent, but it was a good episode. A lot of notes. There was definitely like the whole movement of, as Don brought up, it is war, right? So they have all of it from the bureaucrats all the way down to the frontline guys here, which is also what made Clone Wars really good. And
this is what Star Wars is at its best, when they have the politics. Political aspect.
I agree.
That makes Star Wars great.
I agree, and it was good to see the banking plans and how that's changed from Legends. There's lots of good aspects of the show, and again, this one didn't have the Bad Batch at all, and it didn't need it. And they come in
Wars. The
next episode is Truth and Consequences. We get to see Omega there. She's learning from Gungi on how to meditate. and you get this really nice scene with her and Echo, which
she said something there. Dom, I think, has for a long time, and maybe Jedi's on this too, has said they felt that she was Force user, right? Am I not? This is you guys, right?
No, I think I said I don't want her to be a Force sensitive.
Dom?
Yeah, I said that she probably has some kind of Force sensitive. That's why they're after her. Was
this the line where she says, like, I can't meditate like
I can't meditate like that. I can't reach. Yeah.
Was that a nod that she is not a?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think it's just the beginning. She's going to learn. She's going to channel in. She just can't channel in right now.
Dom's not going to let go. Dom doesn't let go. He's still holding out hope for Boba Fett. He doesn't let go.
Fucking
that
Boba Fett is a Jedi. Yeah, I get it. I fucking can't. I can't. You can lead a horse.
No, she's not Force sensitive.
You know what? She's not. But the same thing. The fact is that she's going to try. But there's something about her that we still have to find out.
I agree. I agree that she has a special talent.
Yes.
But we don't know what it is yet.
Word salad. Yo, I'm hungry.
And I think what we do know is, I think she has empathy.
One of the key characters in the fucking thing, and your synopsis of the show, and your synopsis is she's somebody in this show who's important, and we're gonna find out about her.
I think her key is she has empathy. Unlike all the other clones, she is able to connect and feel in ways.
That might be a word sandwich, not even a word salad.
Oh, Jesus.
A word hoagie. All right, let's go.
So
next up. This was touching, yeah. But you also
a great scene, and
it was also foreshadowing.
He used a lot of past tense, like I always felt like I had a great place here. They needed me.
Yep.
Everything was in past tense when he was
foreshadowing
here. Which the second playthrough made a lot more sense than the first one.
Yeah.
As we get there, Rex calls and says, "Hey, I need you for a job. We need to go into Coruscant." Hunter's like, "I don't know. They think I'm dead." And Echo's like, "Well, they think we're dead. We're going to be okay." And what's fascinating here was Echo's the one that says we're in, not Hunter.
Yeah.
Echo says we're in, which you can see this Echo is.
Does he not look like Lobot there? He looks a lot like Lobot at this point.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and Hunter kind of gives him a weird look when Echo says that too. So then they go and they meet up everybody on Coruscant. Say
Rex missed our day.
We got this job. We need you to get onto Rampart's Venator, whatever it was called.
Yeah, the Star Destroyer.
Star Destroyer, and take the log and show that it was actually him that blew up Camino.
Yep.
And at that, Omega goes with Rio and says, I'm going to go with you. Not on the mission. They run into Rampart, who has no idea who Omega is, even though he should know who Omega is.
No, this is where I thought this was out of pocket. Yeah.
Like this part was the one.
Not just this one. There's another part too where I was like, "Hold, what the fuck are we doing now?" Go ahead, keep going.
He doesn't notice whatever. He's preoccupied.
I think that I don't think that he knew. If you look at the original, the first season, was he there talking to the clones and she wasn't always around. Like, I don't think he knows.
She was there. Her. She was there.
Yeah.
They sent a bounty hunter after her.
Yeah, no. He didn't send the bounty hunter after her. It was the governor that got killed.
No, whatever. But
still, they didn't send the bounty.
Nalze said the other one.
No, the other one was that sent Fennec Shan.
He should know who she is because he knows who the Bad Batch are.
Well, you know what? Maybe
he should
knows
know
they're alive. He knows.
Well, I think there's also an Imperial thing.
He knows that they're alive too. That didn't matter.
Go.
That was the one. That was
2 hours. 2 hours already, guys. Go.
All right. So Bale's like, you need to get proof, but also either somebody you need to talk to. You need to talk to the old governor or whatever they called it, Halle Burton.
Who doesn't know who she is either somehow by some miracle.
I know, right? That was like, who are you? Oh, you're a clone. Oh, you're a clone. Now I know who you are, and now I tell my story because you're a clone. That didn't make sense at all.
No sense here at all. No, zero. No.
This part was the weaker part of. This was the weaker episode until the end of the two.
So let's get to the end.
But the end made it worth it. They don't really care. So they go on their mission here. They take it through the tunnels. They climb on the ship to get them across so they don't get detected. They land here. They go into the generator. They realize they have to turn on the power. And when they turn on the power to get, the logs, everybody's going to know and come after them. So they get a nice little firefight. Of course, they take everybody out. They decide they're going to take the ship down as a way of clearing things out, which is smart. Totally predictable. Totally
Can't
smart.
find that they're stealing shit. Yeah.
They go on the escape pod, and Tech's good enough where Tech can steer the escape pod out of the way, away from everybody else. They get there. While they're on the floor, Rio's like, hey, I got, somebody saying that Rampart's stealing all of, siphoning all this money. He was clearly didn't care about it. The Camino. And also, I think he did this. And everybody's like, where's the proof? Where's the proof? The clowning bacon. And there you get Omega gets the proof, runs it over to Bale. Bale comes down, shows that it was actually Rampart's ship that destroyed Camino. And then you get who comes out.
This is sweet. This is sweet.
So good.
This is good because it was all planned. This has all been planned by the end. Like, yeah, I mean, I want to see the chat's reaction to this because, like, this was brilliant how sometimes they've half-assed, like, the Emperor's big plan. This was on fucking point.
Yeah.
On fucking point. Not because he raised up, because we were like, okay, cool. He sat in the background, raised up to save his ass, but because of the next thing he did, which was they raised. Okay, this right here, you could be like, okay, cool. Are they gonna do the cheesy ass thing where they're just using him as a scapegoat or whatever? Fine, right?
Nope.
Okay, but then when he gives the speech of like, well, but this is why we have to get rid of clones. So
No more
we
clones.
should just get rid of. We got to get rid of clones now.
Clones
Like,
are the ones that destroyed their own people. They can't think for themselves. They just follow orders. If you have a bad
corrupt
leader,
imperial official doing it, that's this. Not such the part of him rising and going like, okay, we're gonna throw Rampart under the bus. That wasn't the great part. This right here was fucking.
So
this is the Dark Lord Sith.
we finally find out the transitions from clones to the humans, stormtroopers. How that transaction, the reason behind it, this scene.
this is it. I agree.
I don't agree about that point. I don't give a shit about that. I like that they brought back the fucking Emperor to be the fucking the mastermind, Darth Lord, ruler 2, motherfucking Sith, the top Sith motherfucker, got all the plans on, playing Bale, playing Rampart, playing everybody. Hey, look, dude, he got a bunch of hoes out there and he's pimping them all. That's him. He's the main mother bleeper, dude. Yep. Not some Sith acolyte, not some Sith that, not Sith this, not Sith anything. He is the man. And his shit coming out there like, I thought they were going to use that deep fake bullshit like, oh, yeah, huh? You always put you in place so I can throw you in the bus. No, I've had this plan from the get-go. When I came out the womb, when I slayed that pussy-ass bitch Plagueis, I knew this was going to happen. This is why I'm a Sith Lord and Plagueis is a punk-ass bitch. This is the guy.
And he got his boy, Ochia Pasan, taking care of it.
I'm not Snooky in a tube. I'm not out here playing around with Ben Solo.
Like there's something else going on here. I don't know.
It was an awesome scene, Jedi. It really was. It really made this episode.
Sorry. This is him sitting on the fucking throne room of the Death Star. This is
spoiler of this one.
This is Darth Vader. This is Star Wars. Violence and what? I don't give a shit. This little fucking shit.
I had chills. And I couldn't wait to watch this again.
It is cool shit.
It's
cool shit. My leg. It is cool as shit. All right,
so cool. And then they're like, "Oh no, Palpatine was always ahead of us before. Now he's even more ahead of us. Like he wanted us to like do everything that we did, and now we are at fault for the clones being, decommissioned." And that goes like, "It's my responsibility. I'm going with Rex." And the scene here was really good too, where again you see that how she feels and how they don't feel. Like it really rips her apart that Echo is no longer part of the team and is joining Rex.
It seems like Dad just told somebody something about Christmas right there, like Santa Claus or something.
Yeah, well, whatever. And you see the hug, and he doesn't know what to do with it, and she does. And she gets on the ship, and he says, I'm heading with Rex.
Wasn't there some foreshadowing for this, though? I mean, I'm thinking
In the beginning.
way back to when we were first getting sneak peeks of posters and stuff, that there was a picture of the Bad Batch and Tech was not with them, right?
It's not Tech, that's Echo, but yep.
I'm sorry, Echo. I'm sorry, Echo.
Maybe.
There's been foreshadowing all season. Like, Echo's been very discontent. He wants to join the purpose. He wants to have a purpose.
So part of the reason why he's leaving too, or the bail-in, was that there's a bunch of clones that are feeling the same way Rex, like their chips aren't working. They're figuring it out. So they're wearing out. All right, cool.
So we're getting to the point where like the clone uprising is going to happen at some point this season.
It'll be fun.
That's what we're getting to. What I'm wondering, because they're splintering things off, right?
How's the barbecue, Jedi?
Well, here we take what we can get here in the islands, so it probably is not as good as you're used to, but
okay.
It is.
It's something. There's sauce on it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So what I'm going to say is, I wonder if we're going to get Dark Times, the animated show.
No, I don't know if we're going to get all that.
But we're going to have multiple arcs. We're going to have Rex and Echo. We're going to have the Bad Batch. Maybe we get Quinlan Voss. Maybe we get some politics stuff.
I sent you a
Clone Wars 6.7.
A potential show that could be dropping.
I don't know what you're talking about, because I don't.
While we're doing a show, Dom is sending us stuff that on his rumor IG shit. He's sending us a bunch of stuff.
It's Deadline. Deadline's not rumor.
Deadline is a Hollywood rumor site.
I hate to break this up, but
let's keep going.
I've been looking forward to this next episode, next segment.
No, just give me 2 minutes here.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I wonder if the future of this is where we're seeing things split off. Is they're setting up what's next, and it's going to be something like Dark Times, and I would love that. I'd be all in on if Dark Times is the next animated show, and it's not just Bad Batch centered, but it has, arcs with Bad Batch, has arcs with other stuff.
Well, that's how Clone Wars works. So, and that's how Filoni's at his best. So, I don't know if we're getting exactly Dark Times, but are we getting the formula that sounds exactly like how Dave works. Like, that's what he does. So I think we're going to get a little back and forth. We're going to see, which I think is exciting. We're going to see, he already introduced Cody too. We had that whole thing, which we know he was going to revisit. We're going to see the formation. We're going to see Wolf and all that shit too, or Gregor, or it's cool.
He's going to Ahsoka in there. That's the way he can bring Ahsoka.
He's starting to finish off some of it. He's starting to finish off some of his stuff, which is good. I think it's really good.
So maybe this is it for Bad Batch. There's only 2 seasons, and we'll go straight into. I'm hoping something like Dark Times, because I feel like this episode was Dark Times. That's what this was to me.
Oh, that's why you don't want us calling it Clone Wars. Okay, good. Fair enough. Good narrative. All right, but it's Clone Wars. All right, excellent. So our next one, we have talked about this before. Speaking of Dark Times, we're going to go back and visit some of the most beloved comic book Star Wars stuff in the world, Dark Horse series. One of the series we have been told to review a lot, and we knew this would be right up Jedi Johnson's line because of how whack. And by the way, let me just preface it like this. This is one of my favorite mini runs in Dark Horse. It really is.
And for those that don't know, I have never read any Dark Horse comics ever until the one we did last show I was on. First time I read it. Okay.
All right. So here's just a little thing. It was a mini.
Did you guys think I was going to hate this? Is that
no? Well, I don't know what. No, I just wanted to.
It's crazy.
I know you've never been in, like, you read it, so it's one of the ones that I always reference. I actually think maybe years ago when I started doing the Dark Side stuff, I think I reviewed, if not the whole series of the book and more. I just pulled out a lot of crazy shit in this one, but I think I went through the whole book to explain what was in the books, because there's a question about it, and I've always been a big fan of Darth Bane. I think if you're a fan of any of the Sith genres, the Sith Nation, the Rule of Two, Sith Lords, I think it also helps explain when people keep saying such things as like Siths are showing up in acolytes. Like there's a long history of Siths not being Darths. You know what I mean? Not dark lords. It's not. There's just a whole bunch of shit. This kind of entitles it. It also shows you what Dom said earlier, Star Wars being dark and fucking crazy or whatever you said. This book has it in it. There's a lot of child abuse in this book. So I know Jedi probably would like it because he's in Get Off My Lawn and my parents used to beat me with a belt type of dude. So like, got it. Red belt?
A wet belt.
A wet belt. Very good.
Yeah.
Either way, just to cover it really quickly, 6 issues, right? There definitely was we've all talked about this book because you guys all told me I ripped off a friend, which I didn't do for the Dark Forces cover. But there's also collected series of this. For those that don't know, the black version, the thing in the middle where it's the black cover, it's a hardcover book. This is actually the combined group of it. There is also a TPB. There is one that's in Legacy. Yep, there you go, TPB. And coming up, there's gonna be an Old Republic omnibus. Thank you very much, omnibus. And that will be coming out, I think, in March. And it's going to have this selection of books in it with a bunch of others too. So let's get into some of the fun stuff. First off, they've got a kid picking his nose, holding a lightsaber, saying, "Dad, look what I found." Brilliant. And which point, this is how the book starts off, mind you. At which point, a bald-headed character comes by and slays an entire family. This is very good child reading right there. Jedi, what'd you think of the first start off? Did you like the nose picking kids in his diapers? Did you like? That's Bane, by the way, walking in there. That's what Bane looks like.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it would almost be better for me to tell you guys what I thought about all of it instead of just this opening thing.
Absolutely. Go ahead. You talk, and I'll point out other good points.
No, I mean, overall, I kind of got the feeling when you guys were saying that we were going to do this, that it was kind of like this little like, haha, Jedi's going to hate this. He hates this, this little like.
Oh, because it's random as shit. Good.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. First of all, the art, and again, this is coming from the perspective of someone who hasn't read any of these. The art is completely like different than what you get in Marvel comics nowadays. It's completely different. It's bright and vibrant, at least what I've seen. It is violent. It is. That's what
while I was cutting out some of these scenes, I was like, he might actually like this because of how violent it is. What did you think about
very violent?
What did you think about?
I mean, Dom talks about things being dark.
Yeah,
there's some dark stuff in here.
Nice, Daddy.
Yeah. There definitely is. What did you think of the Jedi being not like Excalibur, King Arthur type knights?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I mean, the whole like there were these different, like the Jedi that came in on the flying ship or whatever, and he was very golden and like.
We're gonna get into that. Yeah, we'll get into that scene.
You gotta remember,
it's kind of weird, but
this is Darth Bane trying to cook.
The author here is Croatian, so like the European, that type of model of like story building, you kind of see it like in the story type. So
yeah,
like, make sure you guys are watching Baltic Slander videos. I've shared them with Tack before, just so they could get a feeling of that area.
We kind of see
what?
Go ahead. I don't know. I mean, we kind of see glimpses of maybe the way Darth Bane does stuff in some of the stuff we saw in Vader in the Kenobi series, where he just like grabs random people and like.
See, I think they took it off that. But Bane's existence has more. That's why I actually didn't like it in Vader, because it's out of his character considering Bane. Bane at this point is poisoned, and he's trying to get a healer to do it, and he rips the daughter out and is about to boil her because of that. This was weird. What'd you think of the flying dreams?
Yeah, these were a little goofy. I got used to them. At first, I thought they were kind of goofy. But,
what'd you think of the names like what'd you think about the names like Tomcat and Bug and Rain?
I got used to it. At first, they're kind of like, it's kind of like, okay, that's
nonsensical.
stupid. Yeah, but I got used to it.
All right, just to keep everybody up. So there's a Jedi like kind of mentor guy, not quite a master or whatever, but somebody who's good with the Force, and they try to help them pop these things open. There's 3 kids that it kind of follows. One is called Bug, who is also Dermot. They've all got like 3 names. Or no, that's the one that's I can't even remember the names. It starts with an H. The second one, there's 2 boys and one. Well, what I think there's supposed to be 2 boys and 1 girl. The other Bug's supposed to be a boy. Tomcat's supposed to be a boy, and Rain is supposed to be a girl. We'll show you what Rain looks like. Rain's the one that turns into
Zayna.
Zayna, thank you. They go out on this adventure. Bane is really pissed, and I think they do an excellent job of showing the rule of 2 and just how fucked up he is, because this guy's like, hey, a bunch of us died. He's like, and Bane's like, yeah, splendid. That's how you think it went. You guys are weak as shit. And then he goes, everybody's the line's like, everybody's a lord now. And then you see him crushing the guy's head with the Spalatka on the thing, which is absolutely amazing.
That's cool.
All of a sudden, like, for some reason, somebody throws a rock at fucking Tomcat's head and then tries to stab him. And also, Bug, for some reason, is wearing a midriff and looks like an elf, but whatever. That's the great art that Jedi was talking about. In the meantime,
style, man. That's what they did.
Fucking weird as fuck.
In the 80s, we had short shorts for basketball players.
Dude, this was not the 80s. This is creepy as shit.
I'm just saying, 1,000 years ago, they had midriff everywhere.
Some of the kids' stuff was fucking just straight up weird. Darth Bane shows up to the council of a bunch of Sith. Some of them are Sith quote unquote lords. Some of them are just Sith powered. Some of them are just Sith warriors. And he's like, you all are a bunch of bitch ass punks. And he knows that they tried to poison him. He actually makes a point of saying, like, don't ever apologize. I actually didn't even believe you were brave enough to poison me, which is kind of cool.
That's the only Sith move that you
ever made.
He even knew it wasn't that guy, which is pretty cool because he knew.
Yeah, which is cool because then she brings it. Yeah, what the hell is her name? I can't. Is it Garnthy or something like that? She has a whip too later on that we're gonna get to see. But she brings him more soup, and he's like, yeah, I'll drink that soup just like I drink all the other poisonous soup you gave me. And then they come up with like the rule of 2, and she's like, I'll be your number 2, baby. And he's like, yeah, fine, I guess. In the meantime, the Jedi guy falls down a hole because he cut a bridge for himself. And Tomcat's like, fuck it. I'm just going to steal his lightsaber. He's not even dead. And Midriff's up there going like, yo, bro, is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. I mean, this is dark as shit. And the kid goes up there.
That kid killed him.
No, he just let him to die.
No, the rock gets on his face. He like smashes a rock over here on the right side.
Well, he's still talking while the rock is on his face.
I know, but he put the rock there because the rock wasn't there in the other picture.
Fair enough. Yeah,
he put that rock on that person's face.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's on his face or on his body. I think you're looking at
it.
Maybe. Well, okay. First appearance, first a cameo. All of a sudden, a gang shows up again of Sith troopers, which don't mean they have Sith power, but whatever. And we see a bunch of, and now we talk about the next part that Jedi love so much. We zoot, wham, wham. They're blowing them all up. There's some Jedi there. Oh, that's not it. And then we get, this is supposed to be a female. This is Rain. So.
No, this is.
Yeah, they thought she was dead, right? Because she fell out of the aircraft as they were crashing,
right?
But she
like
landed on one of these puffy dream thingies.
Yeah, that want to die. And then here we go. This is how Jedi thinks you should still raise kids. Just if they disappoint you, hit them with a spoon on the wrist and then punch them in the gut. Right, Jedi?
Hell yeah.
These kids are too soft now.
Did I get in trouble about Santa Claus?
These kids are too soft nowadays. Let's put on Brad.
The 80s compared to now.
This is not 80s. This is stop. First off, stop trying to walk this shit back. I grew up with a bunch of kids in the 80s. They're all fucking soft anyways.
No, the kids in the 80s were much tougher than this.
Bullshit. They're soft as fuck. You all are weak and soft.
Kids. Oh, man.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yo, let me tell you, so all kidding aside, you get a kid, he bangs his arm. He's like, oh, my pussy. Come on. Kids that are 50 years and 40 years old now. I've never met more pussy than my generation. Anyways, so this guy goes, pushes up. Let me guess. You were so tough because you drank water out of a hose. All right, here we go. Next up, we get a great scene
where there's a dude out there just battling. I think Jedi's right. The art is cool as shit. I don't know when what's his name from DC Comics became a Sith Lord. But
Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo. But apparently Lobo's a Sith Lord too. Speaking of weird ass characters, Dirge gets cut in half, and it turns out he's not a Sith Lord because Tomcat's like, yeah, I killed the Sith Lord, and they're like, dude. King Arthur says that's not a Sith Lord. He's just got a Sith fucking lightsaber. Nice mustache here. That guy's pretty dope.
Not like he cut the feet, the legs.
Yeah, looks like Gung Ho from G.I. Joe showed up, so that's cool.
Either that or Dr. Mindbender.
Yeah, good, Dr. Mindbender. This was pretty cool. I like the concept of this. What'd you think of the concept of this, Jedi? They were using it's like a mind bomb.
Oh, the thought bomb? Thought bomb?
Yeah.
They call it?
Where he sucked. You didn't like this, Way Seeker? You can't say shit if you don't like this and you say one good thing about Ava fucking Kristen. That stupid ass fucking power. Done, sir. Good day.
What about Doc Nihilus, man? Freaking goddamn sucked life out of the planets, killed planets. So
it's kind of the same basis of this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but I was kind of like wondering to what end are we doing that? I mean, so,
I only like it because of what happens later and what happens in the novels. But so
from a Sith mindset, because this thought bomb will pretty much kill everybody. But from a Sith mindset, they're like, that's cool. We don't care. As long as the Jedi die, I don't care if every one of us die too.
That's not true. That's not what they say later. They don't know that
the Jedi kind of feel the same way. I think
they don't know that this is sucking their power out and it's eventually going to kill it. One of them does say that's why they stepped away later, but they are very selfish. He was trying to get this.
They know it's going to do it, but he's like, hey, we're in it for the long haul, right? One guy's like, hey, idiot over here wants to do a thought bomb or whatever. And they're like, the one chick, right? The girl with the thing on her face. He's like, well, we're getting the hell out of here. Are you going to come? And he's like, yeah, I've already signed. I'm in it now. So I'm in it all the way. So
we get Xana to fucking cry for this thing a bunch. There's like a bunch of that. And then she falls asleep and wakes up and like, I don't know.
On top of it, the never ending story.
Right. Absolutely. Good call. They use the thought bomb. It blows up some. This is where I'm saying that I don't think they were in it to win it, because this guy's like, hey, man, they're like, this is cool as shit, where he's like, we could feel your teeth on our throats, meaning we realized you weren't sacrificing yourself. You were just going to sacrifice all of us. So we stopped it so that you didn't actually get to suck us dry. She decides to say, fuck you to the rule of two, by the way, to Darth Bane, which is not such a good idea. She's like, we're going to go hunt down all the Jedi. Little foreshadowing there. And then we get the Unicorn pirate ship. Brilliant first appearance movements in fucking Star Wars history.
This was not the best.
Oh, it's the Thor mythology, in it, that they're the flying goat ships and stuff like that.
But then all of a sudden we get Greek mythology coming out. Cooler. They missed all their mythology because it's Thor, and then they get half horse Centaurans coming off.
And you got freaking bird people too, man. Come on, man.
We're gonna get to it.
Yeah,
I know.
We're gonna get to this. This guy actually plays a big part for a very long time. He's one of the last surviving members. He eventually gets torn down by both Xana and Bane, and actually then Tomcat goes crazy and whatever. Once again, another great moment for children history. They don't make them like they used to. If this Tomcat must have obviously drank out of a hose, because now he's walking around with lightsabers and just hands that have been thrown off a Jedi, going like, I'm down to be a fucking Sith because Jedi are weak.
I was trying to figure out where that hand came from. I didn't know where the hand came. Did she cut that guy's hand off?
She with her whip. With her whip, she cut
it with a whip.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. With her whip, she cut off Sir Dwayne's hand, and there we go.
We got the Night Sister whip there,
Yep, absolutely. Before the Night Sister,
Vernestra's got a whip like that. Right?
Yeah, she does.
Before that too, yep. Then, as Dom was saying, we get a harpy come out of the air. Yep. Because for some reason, the Jedi's just shooting the dream things, which is what foreshadowing also. We jump onto the boat ship. And
I'm just
what's that?
The vessel. From back in the High Republic, the vessel.
Yeah.
There's no name of a ship.
Right. And he's like, hey, they should use my help. We're going to do some blood. Oh, shit, that cut off. So they just start drinking out of a barrel. They just start getting drunk. Sweet stuff. We get some more crying. He lost an eye. He's going to go and start shooting again. He hits one, and this one is the one that has rain on it. She gets so
explain
pissed.
This. Explain this. Why were the Jedi, I think this is a Jedi, right? Why were the Jedi shooting the puffballs? Because they bring despair or something? Bad
juju. Fucking around. They don't have much else to do. Who cares? This book doesn't have to make sense. They're trying to make sense out of it. The point of this book is that it doesn't have to make sense, and that's what makes it brilliant. So then she falls down. She also ends up getting like the off-shoulder cut. Her hair grows.
This is what got me. These next couple of panels are what got me. I was like, what the fuck? I want to know more about this girl.
So what she ends up doing is
Tech or whatever her name is.
Yeah, so she fucking goes completely psycho and uses the Force to snap all the bones in the Jedi's bodies. Both the guy that shot it down. I didn't show the whole body of bodies, but she did. And in the meantime, in the smoke is Darth Bane. His eyes have now gone from white to red. In the meantime, Midriff and Batman are fighting in a cave, so that's cool. I don't know. Our Minotaur, our Senators down with the Harpy. There's a Samurai Jedi shows up.
Now,
there's a
real quick question.
Yeah, Conan the Barbarian.
Nobody complained about this stuff back in the early 90s.
That's not true.
No, people complained about this.
Not like today.
Well, there wasn't internet.
Not many people read this like today, and there was no internet for like people like complain the same way. If this came out back then, this show, we would have got ripped apart.
No shot. People would have liked this. This thing is so amazing.
If this would have got canceled after issue 1, and there would have been no issue 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah.
Or 5.
No, there would have been 2, and then after that they would have ended it. But yeah. No, actually it would have gone because people would have said there would have been a second printing because people would have said, look at all the first appearances. We got Harpy first appearance. We got Centaur first appearance. We got Samurai Jedi first appearance. By the way, funny that they have a Samurai Jedi there, and then later on, the Bane's kind of got a samurai type, gimmick for him and everything like that. Very interesting. Also, to point out, Bane then tells Rain that she's dope and that she should be the number. They go, I'm a killer. She does say like, yeah, I'm a killer. We're the same kind of. I'm a killer.
I mean, for all those that are like wondering, like, just picture Omega just flipping a switch and becoming an evil son of a bitch.
That is what happened.
That's what happened to Rey. I mean, it's like that, and she's like destroying people, like crushing their bones and shit. That was crazy.
That's kind of crazy what he did.
So now we see like stuff blowing up, and Midriff's like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And a lot of crying back and forth. All of a sudden, a piece of the stalactite falls down and ends up crashing that kid's head.
So gets blown off.
So now we've gotten children picking up fucking hands and putting rocks on old man's heads. We're getting punched in the gut and smacked with a spoon, and now just stalactites falling on their heads.
And that hot shit. Oh, we haven't got there yet.
In the meantime, Bane's making googly eyes at a little girl boy, and then all of a sudden, Tomcat's hand blows off. I think that's hand number 4 in this book that gets destroyed. Followed up with zombie whip Sith coming out from the back end, going, "Hey, we're together with Rule 2, right?" Yeah, she survived.
She survived the thought bomb.
Thought bomb. I don't know. She didn't seem like she survived that well.
And then she crumbles.
Yeah, crumbles to the head, and the Rule 2 then becomes. They show you the Rule 2. Really cool. And then Tomcat's walking around.
Yeah, he becomes the good guy, right? At the end, I don't know what happens to him after this, but he.
You want to know what happens to him after this? Right? Okay, so what ends up happening is he's going to Coruscant.
Maybe I should read it. Don't read it for me.
It's not. It's a book. You're gonna have to read books.
There's three books that are amazing.
They are. They're really good.
They're amazing.
Yeah, books,
Pretty much, he goes crazy in the end. He goes and he sees Xana. She's faking to be a Jedi, and he's like, "Oh shit, I can't expose you." And they kind of team up for a little bit. And then they go back to the healer, and yeah, they end up fucking making the heal. So your girl Xana, who is also fucking Rain in this, doesn't she end up using like crushing the healer's guts from the inside or something. She does some badass shit. Dude, the Darth Bane books, if Dom, as he said, likes dark, like all these people who are trying to make Plagueis be a thing or whatever, the baddest ass Sith of all time is Darth Bane.
Yep.
The baddest ass.
Yep.
Like Xana and Darth Bane are the baddest motherfuckers out there, dude.
I believe
nobody's better.
Xana,
just on this little sample
Xana
I've seen, I believe you. I mean,
Yeah, because I can't remember who it is, but somebody, it might be Xana turns him crazy so that the Jedi kill him so that they can get away. Because then he starts fighting, which it was supposed to be her friend. Like she sets him up the whole way. She pulls a whole Plagueis thing where, not Plagueis, Sidious thing where like she's got this big plan, and it's either her or Bane who fucking start. The healer guy, they just start blowing his fucking like his gut apart, his lungs apart. Like they destroy him from the inside using the Force to blow his fucking intestines away, dude.
That's crazy. I like it.
It's so good, and it just shows you like how it's supposed to be, with like the apprentice trying to take over the master. And I feel
yeah,
that's the one thing that Vader never have explored in the way they should have. Like
I don't think they should. No, I don't think they should because it's a different Sith. A different arc.
But you can't be a Sith if you can't be a Sith Lord.
But he wasn't because of the redemption thing.
I know, but he still should have had plans somewhere along the way.
Yeah, but look at the.
I think, but I
don't know. I don't think so.
That's how Master and Apprentice need to be.
No, okay. So that's why I always disagree. I think if you do that, he cannot have redemption. But I do think Master and Apprentice should be that, and that's why Bane and Xana are the perfect Master and Apprentice. They are the master. Well, they're the first and the best.
Yep.
Like they are the best,
Agreed.
the absolutely best. But we don't need 2.0. I think Sidious's and Anakin's story is fine the way it is. Like I don't think we need to inject Bane and Xana's story. Like each place should have it shouldn't just be Top Gun and Top Gun 2. You know, we can have different storylines here. We don't need to retell the same shit. So,
all right.
There we go. All right. So that's the end of the show. So overall, you liked it, though, Jedi?
The show short. I'm glad we kept it short tonight.
I know. So overall, you liked it? Yes or no, Jedi? Yes. You seem to like it.
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
I think maybe we should. I think we should get to a review series that we can maybe do separate, maybe even for viewer content, and we can have Jedi listen to the Bane books.
I mean, but I mean, a lot of times, like, you know, there's so much Dark Horse, and this is what I've said before, right? There's so much Dark Horse material out there. It's intimidating. It really is. Yeah. But you know, you kind of have some folks that kind of know the story, like you, Wayseeker, JJ, etc. If you can break it up into easily digestible little arcs, maybe it would be easier to
well, it did help that this was a mini. I mean, it helped that this was a mini.
This was really good. I thought it was really good.
It's fucking amazing. It's hilarious. It I mean, I joke about it, but there's you cannot do this. There's no way you're blowing off kids' arms and punching them in the guts, and you're just not doing that shit nowadays, which is fine. But it's good to see because it's kind of funny.
Great parroting back in the day. When the kids did not have their own cell phones and to call child welfare services.
Yeah, they had a phone in the house they could call it on.
Yeah, but they didn't know they picked it up the rotary phone. My mom is beating me. My dad is beating me. No, not that time because they'll get beat again.
With it being Valentine's Day, though, we should have done the Han Solo Valentine's one shot like that. We kind of missed that one. That's a train wreck of a comic.
Oh no, that's horrible. That's not good though. This is actually good. That's not good.
That's a train wreck of a comic.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Jedi would not like that one.
Yeah, no. Well, you never know. He likes the handmade. I mean, who knows? He's got a sentiment. Look, I'm the one with no heart, and Jedi apparently has a sentimental spot. And
I'm everywhere.
We'll put that one on the list.
Dom got spoiled and got every toy bought for him, but says that he had such a hard childhood. So
no, I never hard childhood.
In me.
Let me tell you something.
They were so back in the day so hard.
Best shot. Every toy that I got everything I wanted except that one toy that scarred me to not getting. Terron.
And that created the Dom that we know today.
The Dom that we know now.
He did get that one.
Seems pretty soft to me. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's do the ending, folks. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you check out all of our other great content that we have here. Give thumbs up.
Next week.
Hmm?
Possibly next week. We have a special guest.
That's right.
We do. Oopsie.
Oops.
I had that whole show planned out, so I will be rewriting another show for next week. Okay, cool. Thank you for reminding me, Dom. We do have a special guest, surprise guest next week. Hey, make sure you're watching all of our shows and giving us some thumbs up. There's a couple people in a different show that are very thirsty for thumbs up. So if you could do that for us. Pete liked it, and share the wealth. All right, thank you very much. We will see you guys later.